T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Kush's Corner here on the Trap Talk Reptile Network, the coolest reptile network in the world. Tonight, I have the pleasure of being joined by Lucas Lee of Centralian Exotics. Lucas has quite the incredible collection, primarily focused on some Australian stuff, but not exclusively. Really excited to get to talk to him about his collection, his breeding projects, how he has success with so many different reptiles. But before we get into that, of course, as always, USARK. So USARK is the organization that is fighting for our rights to keep our reptiles, to run our reptile businesses, and to live this lifestyle. Check out usark.org for everything you need to know about the organization. That website is where you can find alerts to new pieces of legislation introduced either at local levels or the national level, as well as any updates on any legislation. usark.org is also where you can become a member of the organization. As a community, we have strength in numbers, and the more people that are behind the cause, the better. And here we are. Thank you to everybody who is tuned in, either live here on YouTube, watching it after the fact. But if you are here on YouTube and are not already, please subscribe to the Trap Talk Reptile Network. New podcasts come out 7 days a week here on the channel from some of the best hosts in the game, talking about a wide variety of topics from within the reptile industry. So if you are a reptile podcast fan, you have come to the right place. But if you are more like myself, or more of an audio podcast fan, we are on all the major platforms, be that Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from. You can find the Trap Talk Reptile Network. A follow and a 5-star review on any of those platforms would be most appreciated. And for everything that's behind the scenes going on with my animals, with the podcast, for early access to projects, patreon.com/CushReptile is the place to go. Baby season is right around the corner. Got some really cool stuff cooking. So if any of my projects are really interesting to you, the Patreon's a great way to kind of cut the line, get first access to those projects. And over there at the Patreon, 50% of all membership fee immediately becomes credit towards the purchase of an animal. And that credit never expires. So shout out to all the Patreon members. We have a really cool community we've built up over there, and appreciate anybody for checking it out. So with that housekeeping out of the way, let's bring Lucas on to the show. What's going on, man? Thank you for being here with me tonight.
Hello, hello. Yes, thank you very much for having me.
Definitely.
Long-time listener, first-time caller. Super excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here too. Yeah, so we met back in January, Pomona. You brought, man, one of the most dynamic tables at the entire show, in my opinion. You had a lot of really cool stuff that you don't frequently see at a reptile show, nonetheless at the same table.
Thank you so much. I wish that like the other 95% of people that came to the show cared, but I really appreciate you saying that. It's just, yeah, it was so funny. Everybody was like, that gecko's kind of cute. And then just kept walking, you know?
Shows can be so odd. You know, you never really know what's going to catch the attention of people. And I don't know. I feel like I try to kind of keep my eyes open and keep tabs on things, but it's so challenging to to kind of keep an idea of the entire market. So like I like what I like, and I'm like, people must like that too. And you go to a show and then like Jack sells 500 geckos in 2 hours, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, it was the Sakura weekend for sure. I was amazed how many people knew what they were, let alone how many people were ready to get one. It was impressive. Obviously, Jack's fantastic at what he does, but it was still cool to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those geckos were very niche when I first kind of was familiarized with them, probably about 2014, 15 or so.
Right.
And I mean, I feel like you knew about Fantasticus. Everybody knew that they were challenging. And then every now and then you saw like Hankli or Fimbriatus or something like that. But like when I had Jack on the show, he was telling me about what he was working with. I'm like, I've never heard of a few of these species.
No,
like, all right, let's learn about this. Like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%. I hadn't either. I've probably still only seen them like when I was vending the show with him. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but seeing all the different little subcultures come together at that show, it's neat because you get to expand your horizons for that weekend and, you know, experience some stuff that you don't get to.
No, totally. And, you know, like I was saying at the beginning, finally getting to meet yourself and Wheeler in person and MJ and a bunch of other guys was really the highlight for me of doing that event. That made it all worth it, even if nobody cared about my animals.
Yeah, man. If it wasn't for the social aspect of the shows, I'm not sure I'd ever go to any of them anymore. You know, or at least travel great lengths to go to them. That as much as it's cool to see all the animals, getting to see everybody and hang out, that's the best aspect of the shows, no matter what.
For sure. Yeah, it was a good one for that.
No question. So I kind of want to hear your backstory a little bit, you know, taking me back to the origins and you know, what got you here to where you are today.
For sure. Yeah, always kept a lot of different critters. Was always super into going out with my dad and catching whatever we could find, be it frogs, salamanders, newts, things like that, and setting them up in a little enclosure, doing our best to, you know, take care of them for a while. And then it would almost always end with bringing them back to where we found them. So definitely have always been a very wildlife, nature oriented person. Okay. It was never specific to reptiles for me growing up. It was really just everything. Yeah. I had a lot of fish tanks. I think the first thing I accidentally bred just by having multiple animals in a tank was rubber eels, the like Sicilians. So that was tight. Yeah, that had to be elementary school. Obviously, I didn't do anything, but it was the first time having critters in a box that made more of themselves under my care. And yeah, so just kind of that usual thing. Obviously very into dinosaurs when I was little, super obsessed with Steve Irwin and Jeff Corwin and all the Animal Planet shows from like 2000 to 2010 when it was really fun to watch. And then I went to college. I studied environmental studies at UC Santa Cruz, and I wanted to kind of get plugged into some field work while I was doing that. So I did an internship, a couple internships actually, one of which was called Herps on the FERP, which was a herpetology internship on the Forest Ecology Research Plot, called the FERP. But yeah, so I got to go out and do cover board checks for like a formal internship my sophomore year of college, and that was kind of my first like herp, like field-based herp experience, and that did evolve into my day job later. But anyway, stop along the way, just kind of a moment where I realized I really liked reptiles and amphibians. And past that point, I got probably my first snake in adulthood in probably like 2017. It really hasn't been that long. I had a few as a kid, you know, corn snake, etc. But yeah, so I wanted to get something when I was in Santa Cruz that would like get me to stay there. You know, having something to take care of, because I just kept going back to the Bay on weekends. I didn't really like college. So I got a corn snake, and I was like, this gives me a reason to be here. I have something I'm taking care of now. And from there, it really just kind of snowballed. You know, I started listening to Morelia Python Radio, and binging reptile YouTube. One thing leads to another. Then you have a rosy boa and a ball python and a carpet python, and the menagerie starts to form. And by the time I graduated, I moved home and interviewed to work at the East Bay Vivarium in Berkeley, just to get more hands-on reptile experience and kind of follow passion, I suppose. Like I had finished the academic side of things, I got the degree, but I didn't really want to like go look for an environmental job. Like that didn't sound very fun. So I tried to, Jack's killing me in the comments, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I tried to tried to follow the passion, ended up getting hired at East Bay Vivarium and spent some time, you know, cutting my teeth there and experiencing a lot of different species in that environment where, you know, I'm working with them every day, but I don't have to shell out the cash. I don't have to bring them home. I don't have to commit to any specific species while gaining that that experience and that knowledge. So that was really invaluable to me. And eventually I did go back to grad school during kind of the COVID stuff. And I got my master's degree in Dr. Loafman's lab, Zach Loafman,
I didn't know that.
doing herp work, and we can chat about that more if you want to. And outside of grad school, I did end up starting to work as a field biologist, a wildlife biologist. And I've been doing that since about 2019. All while getting really into Australian pythons and a whole bunch of other critters too, and building this crazy situation that is going on all around me, similar to you. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we are surrounded by animals.
Yes, some could say for me too much, but
no, there's no such thing.
Some could say.
So yeah, sorry, that was probably a pretty meandering
That was great
way to go about it, but that is kind of how we got here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of, you know, a few points on everything you said there, but one that I want to ask you about first and foremost, you know, the history of herpetoculture is something that always really fascinates me, and almost more than that, I just feel very strongly that we need to maintain the knowledge of it for newer keepers. The East Bay Vivarium is one of the oldest and kind of most classic reptile stores, probably in the entire world.
Yeah.
Talk
100%.
a little bit about the significance of the East Bay Vivarium.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, depending on who you ask, I believe it is often discussed as being the oldest, formal reptile store in the country.
Wow. See, I would have figured that would have been somewhere in Florida.
Right. And, you know, maybe there were a lot of informal reptile stores in Florida. I don't know. But East Bay Vivarium is absolutely, if not the first, one of the first specialty herpetological stores. And it's really, in terms of herp history, it's got a lot of it. And being able to spend time there working was it's really special. It was pretty formative, I would say, both, you know, in that I was fresh out of school and it's such a formative time anyway, but also just that place has so much history, so many stories to tell. There were people working with me who had been there since they were my age, you know, like there's folks that have been there for like 30, 40 years. Like it's kind of crazy. And
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so, you know, any large reptile store, any large reptile facility, I feel like comes with its set of challenges. And of course there's things that come up in that, but I would say also a place like that is always as good as its crew. And, you know, with that being an ever evolving group of folks, like there's eras, right? And my era of working at EBV was definitely during a point in time where there's some really awesome people. One of which, my friend Alex, we met when I was working there. He's my partner on a lot of animal stuff, and you know, my best friend, next door neighbor, and now is the newest owner of the store. So it's awesome how that torch kind of gets passed, and the connections that are made at a place like that. And I'm still involved when I have free time. I head over and help out in exchange for rats, but it's really an amazing place. And I'm really excited about all the things that specifically Alex is doing to it now to kind of give it that facelift and try to preserve those, you know, the good parts of being a really, really old reptile store, like the history, kind of the charm, but also upgrade other things that are remnants of an older, you know, approach to reptile keeping that obviously we can do better now.
Sure. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that's a delicate balance to hit, but I feel like done properly, that like can't be much better than that, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think kind of paying homage to where everything came from and trying to maintain that charm and that perspective while also like taking advantage of the new knowledge and advances in keeping and welfare and biosecurity considerations and all that stuff. Like combining all of that would be the sweet spot for a reptile store in 2026, in my opinion. And I know that's the vision. So it's an exciting time for sure.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely I want to keep some closer tabs on that because I'm excited to see how that goes. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, 100%. And the old guard is still there as well. So it's not like any of that is gone. It's just it's like both holding the baton right now, which is it's fun. So anyway, I have nothing but gratitude for my time there. I think it was really really informative for me and like helped me learn a lot about a bunch of different species, what I liked, what I didn't like. And I think it does that for a lot of people. And you know, it's a place to go for sure.
That's kind of was going to be the next thing I was going to segue into. When you first got there, did you have an idea of what you were interested in within reptiles? And then how was it shaped by your experience at the store?
Yeah, that's a great question. So got that corn snake in college, like I was mentioning. And then from there, I had a ball python kind of dumped on me by a friend and pretty immediately realized that wasn't quite my speed. And had a rosy boa. And then the last thing that I got before I graduated and started working at EBV was a Brettles python. While I was still in school and binging the NPR archives, I got in touch with Nick Mutton, and that was definitely my like love at first sight or first handle moment was with the Brettles python. And so when I was going into my time at EBV, I knew I was really interested in carpet pythons. I knew that the Australian stuff was pretty fascinating to me. But in my time working there, that was only reinforced. It definitely didn't like teach me I didn't love Australian stuff. If anything, the opposite is true. All the carpet pythons and when Aspidites that they had there very much increased my love for those species. I still have in this tank here an older black-headed python male that I purchased at the store during my first couple months working there. That's a Doug Price animal, and that kind of really ignited my love for Aspidites, which has evolved into so much for me. But in addition to that, I'd say I got to work with Eastern indigos when I was working at the vivarium. That was something that was not on my radar that obviously immediately captured me. You know, once you work with those animals and you have them in hand, they're something else. You know, I'm sure it goes for all dry Marcon, not just the Easterns, but
particularly the Easterns.
Particularly the Easterns.
extra
They're majestic. Yeah. And there's just the lights are on upstairs. So that was something that I worked with at the store that I really got into and continue to work with now in my private keeping and breeding. Dwarf monitors were something I was exposed to at the store that I really enjoy. Don't have any at the moment, but I used to breed a lot of Ackies, and I've worked with Kimberleys and Pilbaras. Yeah, Strophuris I was exposed to at the store. Bred some Golden Tails and some Ciliaris at home. I really love those guys. Yeah. Bunch of other stuff I'm sure too, but that's off the top.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like in those formative years, having an experience like that is so critical. It cuts down on that learning curve, the timeline of that learning curve so significantly. Where if you were to just if your only outlet was keeping your own collection, man, I'm not even sure what the hell I would be doing right now if I didn't have the experiences I did to learn about, probably genuinely over 1,000 different reptile species.
100%.
Yeah. I just don't even know what difference, what would be different now. It'd be significant, but how different would I still have an insane diverse collection of a little this and that and all over the place? I don't know.
Yeah. And I feel like it helps avoid a lot of potentially not ideal situations too. Cause if you're like me, I mean, you want to get to know something, you want to work with it, you're going to find a way to make that happen. And, if that's all at home, then that can get crazy really fast, especially if it's not a good fit. And then you have all these critters and you're looking to rehome them, sell them, etc. So being able to do that at work and kind of try before you buy or decide that you're never going to buy was helpful. But nobody's perfect. I totally brought home a black throat and had that for a few months and thought that was going to go well. But luckily I could just bring it back to work and say I was on a socialization field trip. So yeah.
Yeah. For as awesome as those animals are, it's a lot. They get freaking huge.
Yeah, it was going to be a big boy. Yeah. I had it in its good in a 3-foot cage era, but I was like, yeah, I'll just let it roam the house. It'll be fine. What could go wrong? Bad idea. Don't do that.
Yeah. At my first job I had back outside Chicago, they had a big black throat monitor. I mean, he was probably all about 40 pounds. He was, 7 foot plus with the tail, head fucking like this. I mean, and just perfect demeanor as well. I'm like,
they can be so sweet.
One of the coolest monitors, probably one of the coolest reptiles I've ever gotten to interact with was that animal. Just yeah, they don't get enough recognition in the monitor world, in my opinion. I think.
No kidding. I agree. So gentle and inquisitive.
Yeah. Probably like a top 4 for me in monitors would be a black throat. I know everyone loves their wall monitors and stuff like that and everything, but I don't think those things hold a candle to a black throat monitor myself. But
I would much rather do a black throat than a water monitor, as evidenced by the fact that I did for a couple months. But yeah,
absolutely. Were there other examples of animals aside from that black throat where you had an idea that maybe you were interested and then a little bit of hands-on with them, you're like, well, this might not actually be for me?
Definitely. Ball pythons. What else? I did Mexican garter snakes for a while. I actually had a lot of fun with that. I bred Lake Chapala garters for a few years, and they were a blast, but it honestly just got to a point where there were too many babies and it was just time to stop. It was getting insane. Yeah. So that wasn't really a not for me. It was just not right now, not so fast. What were some other ones? Brazilian rainbow boas, that didn't really do it for me.
I feel like that's I'm not sure what your setup is like, but I feel like that's so like diametrically opposed to everything you work with from a husbandry standpoint.
100%. Yeah. And I don't think that I had any issues, giving them what they needed. Maybe I didn't like my pair. Maybe I don't know. Just, some things click, some things don't.
Yeah.
Sure. I haven't had good experiences with emeralds yet. I don't super love emeralds. I
can't tell if Lucas is frozen or not. Kind of seems like he is. All right, well, maybe we'll pop back up. Maybe somebody in the comments, if it's just me, tell me it's just me, or can you guys hear Lucas right now, or am I just rambling to myself? The joys of live podcasting. I don't think this is a me thing, but yes, he's quite deep in thought right now. He's trying to figure out what other reptiles he doesn't like. Emerald tree boas, ball pythons, Mexican garter snakes, and a very long, deliberate answer on fourth. All right. Thank you, Jack. Much appreciated. All right. And Lucas also acknowledges shit, as he says. So hopefully he'll be back. He better come with like a really good answer to this question. So we will await the return of Lucas. But in the meantime, what's going on, everybody? Thank you for being here. Shout out to the live chat. Always appreciate when people show up live to the episodes. I know that there are a ton of reptile podcasts you could be listening to, and I appreciate that I am the one that you decide to listen to today. So much appreciated. Hope to see some of you guys at IHS in a little over a month or so. Definitely quite the journey to get there, but will be worth it. All right, let's see.
Devastating.
All right, you better have something good.
Oh man, I wasn't thinking about anything good. I was just trying to get back here.
You look like you were. You were just sitting there, just like.
Did it stop in like a good place at least? Did I look okay?
Well, it took me a few seconds to even realize you were frozen. I'm like, is he just really thinking hard about this? And I'm like, no, he's frozen.
That's funny. I had false water cobra. I loved false water cobra because that's one that they breed a lot of at EBV, and that was not something that wasn't for me. It totally was for me. Loved them, but my female got like a stomach tumor, and I lost her, unfortunately. And sometimes when projects go south like that, it just makes more sense at the time to move on than find a new girl. So
sure.
Out of that at the moment. You know what I was saying when it froze is those Pilbara rock monitors. That wasn't for me. They're beautiful, but yeah, I'll take an Aki instead. That's okay.
Okay. Not bad. All right. So I'm kind of interested to understand like where different things kind of materialize for you before you decided to go into, the world of biology from an education standpoint. Was the reptile hobby / industry something that you already had your eyes on at that point in time?
Not at all. No. Really the reptile thing wasn't on my radar at all until the end of college. And I think it probably started with YouTube stuff. To be honest, it probably was like Parcheck and snake bites and things like that. And that graduated to finding Morelia Python Radio and binging all that content. And getting a few of these carpet pythons actually in hand, and it's snowballing from there. There was a really cool reptile shop in Santa Cruz that, now that I'm kind of stewing on it more, that was definitely a big part of my trajectory as well. Was when I decided I wanted to get a snake, I went to that place, and really awesome mom and pop shop called Pet Shop Santa Cruz. The owners, Aaron and Brandon, worked with a lot of jungle carpets and aspadites as well. And that kind of got me that's when I understood that there were things like carpet pythons and Woma pythons and not just corn snakes, and kind of got me Googling it. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool.
But
yeah, it's similar, a lot of similarities with both of, I think, you know, the generation probably that's like YouTube, podcast, huge influences. I remember when I was on NPR years ago, I told Eric and Owen that they got me through high school. I'm not sure if they particularly liked that, but
no, I'm sure, at least for Eric, I'm sure it meant a lot. Owen was probably just like,
well, yeah, more like, oh, like we have high schoolers listening to us. That's kind of weird, but yeah. Do you remember how you came across NPR?
It's such a good question. I don't remember. I wish I knew, because I really got obsessed. Like I remember listening every opportunity that I could, but I have no idea how I got there.
I'm trying to think too.
It wasn't a recommendation. I must have stumbled upon it organically, like searching for Brettles Python information or something like that. I don't know. But from NPR, you know, that's how I came to know who Nick Mutton is, and got in touch with him to buy my first Brettles Python. He gave me a deal on a Stonewash back then, which at the time was like $1,000. Should have waited. But no, it's cool. That was awesome. It was a great snake. And from there, like, I just kept chatting with Nick, and we really kind of hit it off. And come the COVID summer 2020, he asked if I had space to take in a bunch of Brettles on breeding loan. And so I used my stimulus check to buy an ARS rack. And that's how I started breeding snakes. Was Nick had a bunch of stuff, didn't have room for it, and I guess liked me enough to outsource to me, and I sent him money when the babies hatched.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah. We continue to do that to this day. I just got some breeding loan stuff from him this morning.
Nice. Speaking of breeding, though, Timothy has a great question here. Lucas, did you sell your soul to the devil, or are you just that good at breeding snakes? This is exactly what I was going to say. All right.
Oh, hey, man, all my lights are turned off.
At least you're honest.
Yeah, I sold it. He offered me a deal he couldn't refuse. Owen is very convincing.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
No, I appreciate that, though. I don't think that... I feel like I'm very fortunate, both in like the animals that I have that I'm working with. I very much was like set up for success in that way. Sure. Which is such a big part of breeding, is like, what are the animals that you're putting together and their condition and history.
True.
And yeah, there's a lot about my particular like setup, my living arrangement, that is apparently pretty conducive to breeding success, which is great.
Yeah. So what is your setup? Do you have multiple rooms? Do you have one big space? What is that looking like?
So it started with snakes in the bedroom. This was my room. There was a bed over here. There was like one stack of 4-footers here. That's like still where it's at. Gotcha. And so I first bred Brettles pythons. That was my first successful breeding season in 2021. And I got 3 clutches that year. All right here. What I was doing at the time was bringing them outside onto the balcony. I live on a second story here, each and every night in plastic bins to get them nice and cold, and then returning them to their enclosure for the day. And I'm in Oakland, so temperature wise, we rarely get below 40 at night. Like, I'd say it tends to be between 40 and 50 degrees, which is pretty perfect for the kind of cooling that I like to do with spring breeder Morelia. And so that's how it started. And then eventually my housemate that I was living with moved to Scotland, and instead of looking for a new housemate, I moved into his room, which was the smaller of the two, and filled this room with as many reptiles as I possibly could, and decided I was going to try to do this more seriously, and the reptiles would help pay their own rent. And so at this stage in the game, I have the majority of the animals here in this room. I have a few animals in the living room and a few animals like kind of in the kitchen area and a few animals in the garage.
Nice.
Yeah, but you know, they're all done up nice. We're not talking about little tiny shoe boxes. There's cages.
Yeah, that's what I always have to tell people about my house. It's like, don't. It's not what you think. It's normal. Like it looks organized. Like it's, you know, everything's clean.
Yeah. I love inviting people over to see it that don't understand when you tell them what's going on. Like you have to show them, otherwise it doesn't click. Like what this looks like. Yeah.
Yeah. 1000%. Okay. So kind of what's the collection looking like these days? What's the diversity of species that you're currently working with?
Yeah. So these days, my main thing still Australian pythons for sure. I've got diamond pythons, brettles, jungles, inlands, gelatins, Cape Yorks, some Darwins as of recently. Okay. Bunch of carpets, love carpets. And then Aspidites. I work with quite a large group of Woma pythons and black-headed pythons. They're definitely my favorite. And Aspidites ended up being my focus for my master's degree. And I've been saying for like the last 2-3 years now, hopefully near the end of writing the Aspidites book, but that shit takes forever. So still working on the Aspidites book. I've got green trees, bred sarongs for the first time last year, but I'm also raising up some manicories. I have some cyclops animals, some arfox as well. Should I keep going like this, or should I try to be more concise?
This is fine.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
Yeah, we're good.
Cool. I have rough scale pythons. Love roughies. Got a group of roughies. I'm also working with some Sanzinia, Mandarin phase Sanzinia.
Okay.
The Eastern Indigos, which I've bred my pair 2 years in a row now. Eggs are due to hatch in a couple weeks for this year, which I'm really excited about.
That's awesome.
And yeah, thank you. I'm raising up a second female as well to add to that group and mix in some different genetics. I have the Centralian knobtail geckos. I've been breeding those as well. Nephurus amiae. Blue tongue skinks. I think I have a gravid northern right now.
All right.
Which makes me really happy. I love the more that I'm doing this, Stephen, the more I'm realizing that I'm probably a skink guy. And that's very disturbing for me. Yeah, I think I'm a skink guy.
You're just going to get rid of all your snakes and just be a full-time skink guy, huh?
I don't know about the first part, but I definitely am trying to get some blotchies and kind of like get some shinglebacks, you know, just all the things that are pretty impossible to get.
Yeah.
But I love them. They're so fun to work with. Big fan. What else do we got going on around here?
One of my favorite reptile memories was putting hands on a Centralian blue tongue.
Yeah.
That I'm just looking at this animal like, Holy shit!
Yeah, where'd you do that? That's awesome.
I was at the Reptarium.
Badass.
I'm not sure if that animal's still there or not, but yeah, they had one lone Centralian blue tongue on display in the zoo, and
So cool.
I'm just like, just not only just the significance of what that animal is, but then at the same time, like how beautiful they are as well, because there are rare reptiles that are. I don't want to this come off the wrong way, but like if you want to weigh what's more significant as far as like when you look at them, is like, is it how rare they are or is it how they look?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's how rare they are that kind of takes that precedence. When it comes to a Centralian blue tongue, it's right. The rarity and just what they look like, it's neck and neck. They're pretty freaking
I agree.
awesome.
It's both for sure. In that case, I would love to work with those. Hope to find them when I'm in the area this October too.
Yeah.
Hopefully not pancaked on the road.
Yeah.
Apparently there's a lot of that. But yeah, and continuing down the line, I'm working with some different Antaresia. I bred both broom and wheat belt Stimson's pythons this year.
Okay.
I'm working with a pair of the pygmy banded pythons as well, which didn't go for me this year, but I'm hopeful for next year. I think she just needed a little more size. Yeah. And then there's some other random odds and ends. I have a pair of Utah Mountain Kings.
Nice.
I've got some brown Barons racers downstairs.
Dang.
Some dwarf boas.
Okay. Like what signal?
I've got Tarahumaras, crawl Ks or keys, however you're supposed to say it. And a pair of Tamaulipas Cloud Forest boas. All the boa stuff is a project with myself and my friend Alan, who's in Florida. So excited about that. Man,
that's a lot.
Oh yeah, ring pythons. There's a pair of rings down there. That's also with my buddy Alan, but they're here. So, yeah, I guess, when they're at your place and you're the one taking care of them and feeding them, it's like the care part is no different than if it wasn't a 50-50 project.
Yeah. Sure.
Oh yeah. And some Jamaican boas.
A
pair of Jamaican boas. Children's pythons. I think that's about it.
That took you about 15 minutes, so that's significant. This might sound terrible, and it's not meant to sound terrible, but like in an unrelated context, if somebody else just rambled off that collection to me, I would assume they maybe had 1 or 2 clutches a year across the board. So what the fuck? Put simply, but I feel like there's 2 different ways you can really approach.
Oh yeah,
I mean, a lot of ways. But you have leeches. Oh my god! All right, we're not even going to go there. But there's kind of a few different approaches to the hobby. But I feel like if somebody, a hobbyist with a diverse collection is probably across the board mostly just focused on really enjoying their collection and experiencing the love of reptiles. And then if somebody's very focused on a particular animal, they're going to make that a majority, if not all, of their collection. Mm-hmm. So you're doing both. How do you think what are some of the things that you do to make sure that you can be successful with such a wide variety of species?
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to give a better answer because I feel like I went on with Adam on Expert and the Idiot, and my answer was just like vibes, and now I kind of get dunked on for that, which is fair. Not a helpful answer.
Yeah, it is fair. Now, but here's your chance at redemption.
Redemption, yeah. So I try to stay really on top of the different species I'm working with and their respective needs. I do have the benefit of being fully remote in terms of my job at this point. So I'm not doing a bunch of field work anymore. I'm mostly I'm a project manager, kind of managing everybody doing the field work. So I get to be here every day. And for the up until very recently, like my work desk was in the closet of this snake room. Now it's in the living room, but we're talking about a 10-foot change, so it doesn't really matter. But I get to have eyes on everything every day. And Jack, please. Okay. And
talking to the devil like this.
So funny.
One of the other, do both.
Yeah. So I try to batch things in my brain. At this stage, I don't have just one or two bins that I can throw all this stuff in and say that's the program and that's going to work. I have to have multiple bins, but even still, for the most part, everything can be batched in a way. And so for example, I've got the species that will get what they need just by existing in my space. I don't have heat. I don't have air conditioning. I leave windows open a lot. My keeping environment is very seasonal in terms of temperatures. This room, where the majority of those critters that fit in my brain in that batch will get down into the mid 60s at night for, late fall through still spring. I guess we're in summer now and it's still probably hitting that at certain points. And so I plan around that with certain species. I have a row of cages that started out as Ryan Young land when he started sending me stuff, and I needed to like quarantine it as far away as I could, just on the other end of my apartment that's right next to the window in my living room. It's not Ryan Young land exclusively anymore, but I said that's right next to the living room window. It's going to get 5 to 10 degrees colder than the stuff in this room. And so I tossed the inlands over there and got a clutch from them this year after striking out, trying to treat them like my Brettles previously. Gotcha. I have these need to get colder than everything else batch, which for the diamonds, we keep them outside in Zoo Med big iguanarium cages. So they freeze. And Brettles, I still move Brettles every single day of the cooling season in bins outside and back into their cage. And then the indigos are kind of on an island of their own in that I feed them like twice a week, and they're very much, their breeding is a lot more like a lizard, in that, and I believe you bred Mexican indigos, right? Yeah. So you probably have had similar experiences, but if you put them together when like you think maybe they should be ready, if they're not, it's so obvious when they're not receptive. Like she'll be running away from him and he'll be like trying to be all crazy and tail whipping, and thankfully no biting, but it's certainly a possibility depending on your pair. But so for me with them, I really just keep feeding her a bunch, and I toss him in there every now and then throughout the year and just wait for her to be receptive. And if she's not, I pull him out right away and try again in a week or two. And like, I don't think I would have had good success with them if I did it any other way, because both years they have not gone when they're quote supposed to, if you like read Black Pearl's care sheet and take it as gospel. And they've gone a month apart year over year. So it really was just a matter of making sure they were in the cage at the right time for each other. And it's one and done for them. Yeah. And you know, there's some other stuff. I chuck the knobtails out on the balcony and leave them for like 3 months just out there. Did that with the Mountain Kings as well, but they're not big enough to breed. So I guess really the answer to the question is just that even at a higher quantity of species, I am doing my best to continue evaluating them at the species level and just staying in tune and in touch with the animals and letting them tell me where they're at.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. And I have to imagine, being able to be home frequently definitely plays a factor in that. But so then at this point, I'd have to imagine the restrictions of that room in particular probably completely dictate what you decide to keep. Because how much, they're just species that straight up can't function well at a 60-degree night temp for half the year. Or do you just find ways to heat
I'm curious, when you say that, who's in mind?
To me, I think of all, like a lot of Indo species. I've felt like with, say, scrub pythons that they can have some weird digestive issues when they get that cold. And whether or not they can get cold,
I'm so sorry.
What's the reason to get? At least for me in my setup, I don't think I have any reason to get them that cold. But I think a lot of the stuff that we keep is a lot harder than we give it credit for as well. But
agreed. Yeah, no. And to clarify, I don't necessarily turn everything off at night. I do for some stuff that I want to feel those low temperatures, but so stuff like green trees, the Wamena scrubs when they were in this room before I couldn't handle it anymore, were still on the thermostat to keep them above a certain threshold at night. So I do have that capability as well. I try to have every single cage on its own unique thermostat. I think most of them are, but yeah, so I'm playing that game as well. And if something needs to be in this room that has less cold requirements, then I just keep the floor a little bit higher manually. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
But I like to cold things.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of benefits to be had there for sure. I feel like people, don't give enough credit for giving them that full kind of dynamic range of temperatures, as opposed to just keeping everything very steady. And it might be a little ironic considering that I am like 90+% ambient with my collection.
Very cool. Okay.
But they still get a range of temperatures. My house isn't just 80 degrees 24/7, 365.
Right. So you're kind of more in the Ryan Young ambient, like not having a heat thing in every cage.
With Python Jesus, that's all I am.
That's fair. Yeah.
But I just was especially like over time I've kind of narrowed my collection down more and more, and it's almost entirely scrubs, which I can do full ambient, luckily, just considering the spaces I have for them, and then colubrids that really should not have a hot spot. So and then my Montane rattlesnakes, they're a whole different thing.
That's so awesome.
They all have basking every day of the year.
I want rattlesnakes. Amy said no.
They're a lot of fun. Yeah, they are the.
And legally, I never would. State of California.
Well, you can have the natives still, right? Or is there? You need some sort of permitting.
You might need something. I don't know. I might be wrong.
I feel like I saw a USARK alert. If Tony, if you're still in the chat, maybe you know this better than I do. Some sort of legislation introduced or some bill modifying whatever the heck is going on with the California natives. I don't know. I'm not sure I would even want to keep any California native rattlesnakes. Nothing against them.
There you go.
But But yeah, at least the ones that I have are like without a doubt the lowest maintenance reptile I've ever kept, and there's not a close second, which makes it really easy. So
that's awesome.
But yeah, no, they're definitely, it's a very different experience, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, man, there's nothing like rattlesnakes. So
they're amazing. Yeah, I like to go look for them, but I don't have any in my house.
Yep, absolutely. Man, don't say any lutosis. Not talking about Clobri and Willardi and the Triceriatus complex. And come on, Jack. Polystictus. Get the fuck out of here. Lutoses are cool, but yeah. No, I actually do genuinely really like lutosis, even though I don't think I'd keep them. But they are beautiful, beautiful snakes. Very like pastel-y colors on some of them. Yeah, just definitely very, very neat animals.
Cool.
Yeah, they're badass. You know, I feel like it's a tad bit early, but we're kind of a nice natural break to hit these commercials real quick.
Okay, so, sounds good.
I'm gonna hit that, but sit tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few minutes, and we'll hear from Jack first and foremost. Oh.
Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. Shout out to tonight's sponsor brought to you by ZooMed.
ZooMed is proud to be supporting the Trap Talk Reptile Network. At ZooMed, reptiles are our passion. For over 48 years, we've been creating premium foods, supplies, and habitats for reptiles and other exotic animals. We're a company made up of hobbyists that test our products on the hundreds of animals that we care for here every single day. Whether you're an established breeder or a first-time hobbyist picking up your first ball python, ZooMed has you covered with everything you need to keep your animals happy and healthy.
I'm excited to talk about this new product with ZooMed called the Slither Sense. It is a remote temperature and humidifying monitoring system, which we all know how important temperature and humidity is to your reptile. And for you to have remote access to your temperature and your humidity in your reptile room could really, really be a game changer for the longevity of you keeping reptiles. So guys, make sure you check out that product. Find the link in the description below. Click on it right now. Give me your feedback in the comments below. Let me know how you're liking a brand new ZooMed product. Shout out to tonight's sponsor, and that's the one and only Morph Market and Morph Market shipping. One of the biggest exciting things about the reptile hobby over the past couple years is Morph Market shipping taking everything to the next level. Anything as far as reptile purchasing or selling needs can all be done on Morph Market's website. So I highly suggest you go check it out, especially if you're in the market of purchasing your first, second, or third, or fourth reptile. You can find a bunch of legitimate breeders on Morph Market's platforms. They stand very tall on representing the best breeders we have in the hobby. So don't look anywhere else when it comes to looking for your new reptile. Not to mention, if you're looking for aquatics or your next plant, Morph Market's a spot for you as well. Make sure you head over to morphmarket.com. And the best thing about Morph Market's platform, you could ship directly from their website with Morph Market shipping. Morph Market shipping has saved this hobby millions of dollars as a whole. I myself saved thousands with Morph Market shipping last year due to their insanely cheap rates. So definitely go take advantage of these rates on top of the amazing customer service that comes along with Morph Market shipping. Shout out to Darian and Zach, and shout out to the entire Morph Market team. So proud to be a part of this team. Thank you so much for Morph Market shipping and Morph Market, and so excited to announce new Morph Market features that are going to be hitting the reptile hobby real soon, like live sales on Morph Market. Thank you so much, Morph Market and Morph Market shipping. Shout out to tonight's sponsor, Workshop Reptilium. Josh Hansen is doing things different over in his facility. He has one of the most diverse, beautiful reptile collections currently in the reptile hobby today, but he is doing things differently when it comes to enclosures, thinking outside the box, giving these reptiles bigger enclosures. I feel like it's something this hobby needs. So a lot of exciting stuff to come from Workshop Reptilium. I'm going to be flying up to his place to give you guys a deeper look into his facility. And I'm also excited to have an episode with Josh so he can explain himself where his goals are headed when it comes to keeping. Thank you so much, Josh Hansen over at Workshop Reptilium. Make sure you head over to Instagram. Make sure you head over to Facebook. Also, make sure you subscribe to him on YouTube. You can find all the links in the description below. Again, thank you so much, Josh, over at Workshop Reptilium.
Alrighty, everybody, and we are back. Man, Jack's hair in that fucking promo is wild. Oh man, fantastic.
That's fantasticus.
Yes, absolutely. So Tony came with the information. So there is legislation discussion coming in California. It's aiming to restrict them. Currently, he believes if you have a fishing permit, you can legally collect natives unless endangered.
Nice.
Tricky part is the legal collection. Most counties and cities restrict the ability to own them. So if you can collect, it can still be illegal to have them. So,
Right. Right. Makes so much sense.
Yeah. So definitely, it's hard to like say that California has one of the better kind of venomous laws in the country, because it really doesn't, but it's better than a lot of states. So, where you can even at least do that with the natives. But
yeah,
and then
I work with CLTCH a lot for my day job, and I will say they do a lot of things really well, but they also do a lot of things really not well. It's all over the board.
Yeah.
As one would expect.
That's how that always goes when you got government organizations, trying to control this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Never going to be perfect. So I want to get into some breeding talk with you. Before we do that, I want to ask you about your time in Dr. Loafman's program. I had him on here a year and change ago. He talked about it, but from the standpoint of somebody who was a student, I kind of want to hear what that was like.
It was awesome. I, kind of like I alluded to earlier, I've always done well in school, but I did not love school. Like I was pretty miserable in undergrad. I wanted to get the hell out of there, get my expensive piece of paper and never open a book again. But that changed when I heard Dr. Loafman on a podcast, and, I was just, nerding out with snakes at the time. And I heard him do an episode about false water cobras on, the From the Ground Up podcast back when Joe Phelan was doing it. And he pitched the program at the end. And it wasn't that I wanted to go back to school. It was that I wanted to study with that guy. Like I was just like blown away by him and so interested in his studies and what he was working on. So honestly, like the next day I drove to the top of a hill on the work site that I was at, and that was the only place I could get service. And I called him and basically just was like, please, sir, take me into your school. It was awesome. It was an immediate connection from there. And I feel like in addition to being my grad school advisor and mentor, he's such a dear friend. And doing that program was really, really fun. I enjoyed it. I did it remote from Oakland. Just didn't seem in the cards for me to move to West Virginia, like, nor did I really want to. No offense to West Virginia. But the program it's technically a master's degree of biology. The focus is zoo science, but on the piece of paper, it just says biology. And so in that, the courses included not just reptiles, but mammalogy, ornithology, animal behavior, applied statistics, like pretty well-rounded curriculum. And so I really enjoyed all of that. I loved learning more about mammals and birds and all the other taxa as well. And it was really a broad overview. So you are learning about the zoo side of things, conservation, AZA, stud books, so on and so forth. But you're also just learning, straight biology, ecology, life history, natural history, in addition. So there's a lot going on in all of that coursework, but it's very comprehensive. And, I did reports on like tree kangaroos, and then you have your like design a multi-species exhibit that won't end with everything dead, and like things like that. So it was really cool. And obviously working with Zach and all of the herp lab specific stuff was just great. It was was so wonderful. During certain portions of my time, all the herp kids would meet weekly and talk about their thesis work and collaborate and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed that. There's some really bright folks in my cohort. Didn't do that as much during my last couple semesters, but yeah, it was awesome. Can't recommend it enough. I've never met an educator that cares more or is just better at connecting with his students. Really good guy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like if I had known about that program, I probably would have reconsidered higher education. Yeah, especially, if I was still in high school and I knew about that, I'm like, that may have changed the trajectory of my life, for better or worse. Because there was the Santa Fe Teaching School in Florida, or Teaching Zoo, that was associated.
Oh, cool.
Kind of, what was it? I'm not sure if it was necessarily associated with UF, but loosely at best.
Okay.
That was kind of like, but that seemed to be more or less like be a zookeeper school.
Right.
Which after a while, I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah. I wish that
yeah.
we lived in a world where being a zookeeper was a little bit more appealing, but get paid dirt, scoop a lot of poo.
Yeah. And, I've had a handful of people on the show who have made very great careers for themselves in the zoo field, but I feel like for every one of those like success stories, there's a bunch of stories of people that, didn't have quite as great of a time. And the thing that really, like, for me, I'm not sure I could get on board with is dedicating so much time and energy to animals that are just not mine and will never be. And ultimately, I just don't have the final say on anything at the end of the day.
Good point.
And I've known people who've had heartbreaking stories of like an animal that they've put, everything into, and then just one day they come in and the director's like, yeah, it's gone next week. And they're like, what? Like, it's going over there. I'm like, why? It's like, that's how it works. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like if somebody came into your room and was like, I'm taking the indigos. You're like, who the hell are you? It's like,
they can try.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So like, God, I don't know if I could get to that level of being all right with that, but
no, I hear you there 100%.
It must be a really kind of fun work environment if it's all positive, like just being at the zoo constantly. Like that's got to be pretty
sure.
neat.
Yeah, I mean, again, very much like a big reptile store is probably very dependent on who the crew is, what culture they're building at the time. And so agreed. But and I never intended to go into the zoo world. Again, it was a weird time. COVID was a weird time. I saw an opportunity to do something fun and follow some passion, and went and studied snakes. And the great part about it too is like, don't tell my real life boss, but the piece of paper just says Masters of Science in Biology. So I use it for my environmental studies job to say I have a master's in biology, and that counts as like another year of experience. So they don't know that I was studying Wolma pythons. They just, he's got a master's in biology, give him another year's worth of money. Like,
hey man, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Hilarious. Cool. Well, I want to get into some breeding stuff, some species in particular. And the first I want to start on are the inlands. So they're the one carpet python that I've bred, but I think it was more just like it happened despite my best efforts for it not to happen. I did nothing special with them. The clutch wasn't fantastic, but still got some babies. But anyway, they've always been my favorite of the carpet python complex.
It's a good choice.
I love inlands. And the clutch that you got recently, freaking gorgeous. So
yeah, thank you.
Talk to me a bit about your animals, and then what's your setup, kind of breeding program cycle like with them.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm working with a bit of a genetically diverse group of inlands to the extent that's possible.
Yeah.
So I have some animals that are that Schofield line, but outcrossed to an unrelated Paul Harris animal that Nick produced. And then I've got the AAR line stuff from Dr. Julander, which, as I understand it, is again, like 50% of that parentage is an unrelated animal. And so my clutch this year was putting those two together, which to my knowledge and Nick and Justin's as well would be the first time that these streams have crossed. So I'm really excited to see what pops out. And I'm working with 2.2 in total. So not a huge group, but yeah, they're wonderful animals. I tried to breed one of the pairs for the first time season before this one, and I thought that I was going to have success treating them a lot more like Bruttles, just based on what I had heard from folks. And I was putting them outside on the balcony, not every single night the way that I do with the Bruttles, but maybe 2 out of 5, 3 out of 5, just to kind of get them some more cold than if I didn't. And I wasn't successful. It's entirely possible that she just wanted another year before she was ready to go, but she is a 2020. So you would have thought that maybe she'd be ready by then. But for whatever reason, that didn't work. So this year, and at the time they were both in this main room, and I was taking them out in the bins at night. So as I mentioned, I moved them over into some different cages next to my living room window. Females in a 4x2x2 with, big black bin with yellow lids, that whole thing filled with moss and some cork tubes, things of that nature. I do deep heat projectors for a lot of my heating elements. That's the case out there. So a fairly focused basking spot, but not as crazy as like a small bulb. And I just let them get down probably into the low 60s this time. Whereas again, on the balcony, you're getting 40s. And that was enough. I kept the male in there from December till ovulation, and just separated to feed sporadically. She was pretty fat though. Like I fed her a lot last year, trying to like spur on some follicle development. Yeah. And so I didn't really pound her with food this time around, because I felt like, if you're going to go, you have plenty to go. I felt like it was going to do more harm than good to try and feed the follicles this time around.
Sure.
And yeah, just kind of out of nowhere, never saw a lock. Just noticed that she was big, and it's the only time in her life she's ever refused a meal. So that was done deal, and was really excited to see a perfect clutch. Yeah. All those eggs are still going strong.
Awesome.
Knock on shit.
Yep. So when were you first starting to do your introductions with your pair?
I think I threw them together probably around Christmas time, and with the inlands, because like with the diamonds and the Brettles, it's so clear to me when to put them together to get action and success. With the inlands, I just have no idea. So I just decided to leave that part to them, and just, if there's going to be a problem, it wasn't that they weren't together at the right time.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. And then about when did she ovulate?
I could tell you exactly, because I would probably be really bad at guessing, but this is why I love Instagram, just for chronicling dates.
Yes.
She ovulated on April 22nd.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then that clutch dropped on June 11th.
Nice. All right. So obviously you said that you didn't see a lock, but were there periods where they
Yeah.
were spending an exorbitant amount of time together, or were they from first introduction, were they really like pretty cozy?
They would share the hide,
Yeah.
but I never saw any action, which of course you don't need to.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's not happening. But I will say, like, for me, being around as often as I am, it is more rare for me to not see
For sure.
something.
Yeah.
This
Same.
there's maybe only been 2 or 3 clutches that I haven't visually confirmed a lock. This being one of them. So I'll take it, but yeah.
Yeah. Wow. All right. And then did you notice at a certain point in time, like he's at the opposite end of the enclosure, or were there really any behavioral signs other than her refusing that meal?
Not from him. No, he was still just kind of hanging out in the same general area, but I pulled him after the clear ovulation.
Gotcha.
She was huge. There was luckily a no doubter, because whenever there's any doubt, I'll find it.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta love a no doubt ovulation.
Yes.
Definitely, because I'm like that too. You know, if something isn't for certain, I'm just like, I'm looking at that snake like 50 times a day. Like, what about now?
Yeah.
Like, you know, little palpate here and there. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
100%. Yeah, I'm the same way. So yeah,
Okay.
really, I mean, such an awesome species. I think they should be so much more popular.
Yeah, I never understood why they weren't more popular.
Yeah.
They're like to me, they're like the best pet within carpet pythons. You know, the animals I had were just super chill. Like even as babies, they were really chill. And you know,
Agreed. Yeah.
small, just like beautiful. Yeah, just to me, it was like all you could really hope for within a carpet.
And you know, the cliche, like the thing that you hear a million times about them being more beautiful in person is true. Like it is kind of hard to photograph the true like essence of their blues and reds and things like that. But I still don't think they're ugly in pictures. Like people, you have way uglier carpets than that. Like, come on. There's some stinkers out there. So yeah, get inlands.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess kind of on the topic, you know, what's your take on the carpet market these days, the carpet community? You know, I've been a little bit kind of out of the loop, but adjacent within scrub pythons. There's a ton of crossover, obviously, between carpets and scrubs. Former Morelia. So, you know, what are your thoughts these days on how the community is growing and changing?
I love the community growing. I think that they are an incredible species, and there's something in the complex for everyone. And they deserve all the love. I personally don't love all of the hybridization and, you know, kind of a large influx of Franken carpets from Europe. It's not my favorite, but people can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Just for me personally, I hope that the community is able to balance the pursuit of that with maintaining the lines and localities and pure, if you want to use the dirty word, projects that we also have. I just don't want it to go too crazy in either direction, you know, that pendulum.
Sure.
But that's just me personally. And, you know, who am I to tell anybody else what to do? I do think it'll be really interesting with regard to market specifically to see what that looks like now that there is a larger quantity of carpet pythons coming over from Europe. I don't know. I don't know what that'll be like, but we'll see. I haven't had any trouble moving carpets over the past couple seasons, though.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the whole hybrid cross discussion thing in carpets is a tough one because that's like, at least the way that I see it, that was like the baseline, and it's kind of like coming back from it has been the task over the last like couple of decades. And I think it probably hurts even more that in Australia they probably are going even harder than people in the States are with hybridization.
Right.
So
that's what I hear. They love that.
yeah, I mean, you see like what, like albino Brettles, Jag, something or other, and you're just
It's
like,
Midland in there, some Darwin albino. Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a 4-species hybrid, Morelia.
Yeah. No, it is crazy. And I get it. Like they look
they're cool,
wild and
beautiful,
crazy. Although I don't know if I've seen an adult yet still of that stuff, but
okay.
Maybe I'm not looking hard enough.
I just remember like, earlier 2010s, it was just standard jungle jag, diamond jungle jag. The obviously once the gamma stuff from John Battaglia hit the scene, it was like, whoa, what's all this? Zebra granite, axanthic zebra granite. Once MORPH popped up, it's like,
I had a granite jag for one of my first carpets, which that was crazy.
All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in to the episode with Lucas.
Yes.
But that was just fair. Like, I feel like that's where it came from, and now, like, obviously there's a big push of let's keep this pure stuff going. Obviously, Nick has been preaching that for probably longer than anybody. So
I'm very much on that train.
Yeah, I feel like it's with carpets. You guys have a much harder uphill battle than some other communities that are dealing with the debate of hybridization versus pures.
Yeah, and I don't know. Like, I don't think that anything is like of dire concern at the moment, but it so easily can be, if just everybody agrees that something else, somebody else will take care of that, and then it only takes a decade, and then you can't find them anymore. Like, haven't seen a pure Harris line Brettles in a few years. Not seeing a lot of the 4s,
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things.
Yeah, and I think that, that also adds an extra level of confusion when you're like not only talking about pure species, pure locality, but then lineages within that. It's like, and with species where there hasn't been wild blood. Well, there should be wild blood for decades.
No, and in some of those cases, right, in some of those different lineages, like this is a secret, you can't tell anybody, but it's unrelated, and I've already told everybody that, so everybody knows, but we're all pretending it's a secret. That's totally a thing too.
Yeah, so that's because, like, for me, I look at I feel like the two closest comparisons that I can draw figuring out stuff with scrubs going forward is carpets and then retics. And there's definitely there's parallels, and then there are some pretty significant differences in those two worlds. But then the one thing that the scrubs still have at the moment that those two don't is wild blood. Not as frequently as we used to, but there's nothing necessarily stopping it aside from most of the importers were in Florida, and now they can't bring them in, or most of them anymore, and just that's about it. Camp Master, so that's done now.
Right.
So it's just interesting to look at different examples from within the hobby of how this type of stuff evolved, how it's managed, how the communities feel. Like, for instance, like the retic community, and there's probably people who aren't with the typical kind of mindset within that community, but I feel like they don't care at all about losing pure lineages. Like a new lineage is just a way to morph it and to bring new blood into morphs and, create a new project. Which, say what you will about it. I guess when you're working with a limited gene pool because you're not getting wild stock anymore, a new locality does bring the opportunity to have healthier morph animals for another couple decades or something like that. Like it really extends it.
It
but
may. It may. I don't want to like poop in the Kool-Aid. Like in most cases, that's the case.
Right.
But also, I feel like there's also an element of bringing in new blood where you could be introducing new deleterious traits that you didn't previously have. So there is always that potential as well.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. For me, I see, the stuff like Halmahera retics and Philippine retics and just how unique those are, where I'm like, man, why not just breed those to each other? Or not like those two, but like with it, like, why not just breed that locality? Like they look better than almost everything that is 4 or 5 gene, this or that. Like if we're really just looking at it from like, what's more aesthetically pleasing, not what's going to make you more money, which like we know how that goes. There's countless examples of that.
Absolutely.
Within the industry. I mean, like carpet pythons is a good example. I feel like of that, even of like, let's pack 4 or 5 genes on each other. Still doesn't look better than a really nice jungle or a diamond or an inland, like, or a Brettles.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I get that there's like a few different ways to like get fulfillment. There's a bunch of different ways to get fulfillment from this, but on the one hand, people that are more naturalists, more kind of natural history, and like go and look at what the animal looks like, focused people, where like that locality stuff and preserving that and keeping it what it is to the best of our ability, like that's how you get the most fulfillment out of that. And then the another side of that coin is trying to make the prettiest snake, or trying to work towards a look that the wild be damned, I want it to be as red as possible, as what have you as possible. And so like I do like both of those things, and I do try to do both of those things, but I feel like for me personally, the ones where I'm trying to enhance a look, it's still within the bounds of nature.
Right.
Like I want to, like, I'm trying to make the most perfectly banded fluorescent candy corn orange womas, but I'm still not gonna like hybridize it or try to make it not look like a woma. It's just gonna be a really colorful one that looks like a woma but makes people go, dang, that's a bright woma. Like I don't know, that's just me, and again, it doesn't need to be everyone's thing, but that's how my brain works.
It's like only one, like that kind of mindset, and that's how I feel about the scrub python. So is just like one step removed from like hybrid people, because you're not keeping it representative of the wild, where two animals would just randomly breed. But like, I don't know, I feel like you can, if you take that from too dogmatic of a position, take a lot of fun out of this for yourself.
Like, that's the other side of it. It's gotta be fun.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you want to make the most normal looking normal, like if that's what, I mean, hey, if that's what does it for somebody, no, like, not knocking that whatsoever, but I think it's very natural to want to produce that super nice Woma python, or that really crisp barneck scrub, or whatever it may be, while still keeping it at least representative enough of the wild where you can look at one, look at the next, and be like, clearly those are the same thing. Right. One just happens to be much more beautiful from a color standpoint than the other.
Yeah. But, and still something that you have to work for, not, like the morph thing can be, depending on your goal, instant gratification. You can achieve your goal in one generation, which is just by definition less fulfilling than something that's going to take you, multiple generations and more work, I think that's just human psychology. Is the longer and harder you got to work towards something, the better it's going to feel when you get there.
100%. Yeah. For me, the projects that feel like they don't have an end are the ones that like, all right, this is something I could see. I mean, I look around, I'm like, I hope that I have clutches of Barnecks and Halmaheras and whatnot in 60 years that I can trace back to these. And like, there's no goal aside from just keep it going, keep the animals healthy, keep the genes, keep new genes coming in, just keep improving on it, keep improving the process.
I think you will. I'm excited to see them.
I hope. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, a project where there's no end in sight. It's like, because then you're doing it for the sake of doing it.
Right.
And if you're not keeping reptiles for the sake of keeping reptiles, what the hell are you really doing it for? And when it's just like math problems, like, all right, 1 + 1 = 2. 2 is the goal. It's like, how much fulfillment do you really get out of that?
Right. And if you are one of those people where money is a big factor into why you're doing this, which they're out there, that's part of it for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's just, again, life, like no shade there. All of the things that are really easy to do are the ones that the price is going to crash the fastest. So like, if you want to, maintain value and try to be financially successful, like if that's your thing, then you should also be chasing the long game, harder to do thing.
Yeah. And I think that's a fun and frankly very positive change that we're seeing in the reptile industry is I think that the days of the mass producer being the way to go, I mean, they've been gone for a while. That's nothing new. But instead of trying to work for volume from a business model standpoint, working to really maximize your margins. And frankly, the best way to do that is to have a, smaller collection, whatever that means to you, of very unique animals that have the potential for a niche market. Like I remember recently when Adam was on the podcast, we were talking about his son, being interested in hognose snakes. And I was like, get some Eastern hognose. Like, if you're into hognose snakes, like there are so many lanes you can take that are not Western hognose morphs that are you're gonna have so much less competition, so much more as far as like, where do you take this? Do you, selectively breed for like some high red Eastern hognose snakes or whatever it may be? Still a very similar animal, but like adding to herpetoculture, and at least this is how I feel and what I think, like there's so much more fulfillment comes from kind of going against the grain a little bit, but in a way that like it benefits everybody,
I completely agree, 100%. And there's no shortage of opportunities to do that.
Yeah. I had somebody comment on a video I did recently on YouTube about just talking about hybrids, and it was something, and I didn't respond to the comment yet. I look at the comments and I just got overwhelmed because there were so many long comments. I'm like, I'll do this another time.
I'll be back maybe.
I asked for opinion, so I guess I made my own bed with that. But anyway,
engagement's engagement, right?
but somebody said in the comments, like, there may be like 250 species that are like viable for the reptile trade. And I'm like, there might be 250 species in North America alone that are viable. I'm like, wow, I've never heard such a bad take in my life. Like there are thousands of species that could be fantastic for the pet trade in one capacity or another. Not everything can be a bearded dragon or a ball python. I thought he was gone.
So good, dude. I'm dead. Audio listeners, my lifted Prius is the only swag hybrid, was the comment. Honestly, I can't argue with that at all. I've herped behind that lifted Prius and it means business.
Wait.
Oh, it's real. He lifted his Prius.
No, Jack, send me a picture of this right now. I gotta see this absolute abomination of a car. What the hell?
Oh God.
Unbelievable. A
Yeah.
lifted Prius.
He's on a roll. He's on a roll. A lifted roll.
I mean, man, just like make 30 grand in a day selling geckos at Pomona. You just think you run the world, huh?
That
You
guy
do
should
whatever
run
you
the
want
world.
and get away with it.
I'd vote for it. Man, yeah, sorry, but I completely agree with what you're saying. A lot of I feel like the mental restriction of what constitutes a species that can do well in captivity, like, you know, how narrow that is in your brain. Like a lot of the times, maybe are you not willing to do things in an out of the box way to accommodate a species with different needs? Like there's people that are thriving with like shovel nose snakes right now, feeding them waxworms and crickets. Like
that's pretty
there are so many things that could be done. It's just sometimes you have to shift the framework a little bit and go back to the drawing board.
Look at the New Caledonian geckos. They were not a hobby species even 20 years ago. And now they're some of the most popular in the entire world. Like if you had said in the 90s, man, I think it's leopard geckos. I think that's going to be the thing. Leopard geckos and bearded dragons. There's nothing that could ever compete. And then all of a sudden,
imagine,
boom, here comes crested geckos and blows everything that's probably almost ever existed except for ball pythons out of the water.
Imagine showing the first dude to smuggle bearded dragons out the state of the world right now with regard to bearded dragons. That'd probably be like mind melting for them. Like go to a Petco, dude. $25.
Lisa's still thinking about the same thing that I'm thinking about. Yeah, does it affect the mind? Like, what the heck is going on? Jack, there's no way you just made that comment and left. Let me get this. Send me a picture of this thing. Did he and I just missed it? No. Gosh, yeah. I'm
dead. We should have just gave him the link, man.
Unbelievable. His ideas. No, I'm fucking around.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a time. But yeah, it's just always cool to see something new pop up, something new. Like even if it's a species I know I would never keep myself, just to see somebody really making an effort. I wish I remembered the vendor. It was somebody at Daytona last year who had essentially a table full of captive bred Nerodia. I'm that's cool. Like I've jokingly talked a lot of shit about how bad Nerodia smell, as who hasn't, but like that's a special thing to be able to pull off right there. Like to bring a diverse table of different species of captive bred Nerodia to a show like Daytona, it's like, you know,
power play.
Not many people can say they've done something quite as unique as that. So
that's awesome. Yeah.
And those would definitely not hit that arbitrary 250 species list of good hobby animals. And the thing was, a lot of the stuff, the issues that come up are often just in wild caughts, maybe F1s, and a lot of captivity problems are solved just with a few generations of breeding.
Right. Yeah.
I bet you go to Australia, find a bearded dragon. You can't just pick it up and pet it and put it on your shoulder and walk around the show.
No, you can do that with diamonds, though. Don't tell me how I know.
I'm not going to ask you. I think you were told by a local who had one in their collection.
Yes.
But yeah, so just, I don't know. I'm not even sure how we got on this tangent, but I always love seeing people try to do something different and unique and cool. It's just very gratifying to see people trying to, just similar mindsets about the hobby. To me, the coolest shows I've ever attended or whatnot, or just where you're like, I saw this and this and this, and I never thought I'd see that at a reptile show. And it doesn't even need to be anything really like some, I don't know, like a typical showstopper type of animal. Like somebody brings, especially like pre-COVID, somebody shows up to a Pomona with Lisa, dark. That sounds right. Dark Horse Herpetoculture or something like that within Nerodia.
Nice.
Either way, shout out to them.
Yeah.
But like somebody showing up with like a Bolin's python at Pomona pre-COVID, you know, that's a showstopper animal, and it's going to have that price tag on it, which is going to catch the eye of casuals who might not even know what a Bolin's python is. Where, you know, to me, like that Nerodia table, or you know, tables that have like really specific maintained localities of mountain kings or whatever it may be, you know, chameleon breeders and stuff like that. Just something that's just, you know, one of the kind of showstopper pieces. But those the sun gazers that were at the last Pomona, just like, these are at a reptile show.
Yeah,
or
the
that,
cataphractus.
Yeah, cataphractus with that the albino Uromastyx or lavender or whatever it was a couple years before that. Just, you know, stuff like that. Just like, that's what makes these things fun, when you go to a reptile show and to see something that you just never would have even considered before that. Like, I could see that at a show. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, no, that's epic. Definitely a bad comment on your video.
They had no idea they'd inspire.
That guy just got dunked on. No,
but I mean, but like, it's an interesting perspective to think about, because there are, you know, that could have been just the exposure that person had, or opinions they had heard from people who they you know, respected, of like, there's a lot of different ways people approach this hobby, and some are more open-minded than others, and you know, for better or worse.
Agreed.
You know,
Agreed.
I don't like just talking shit for shit's sake. I feel like if there's something that could actually like advance a conversation, let's discuss it without just trying to be a dick. All right. Oh,
did you get it?
I got it. All right, we are watching.
I think that's an action video.
It's an action video. I hope I can get like a good side profile of it to see how far lifted it is. I don't think this is quite what I had in mind.
Should have gone bigger, Jack.
I was expecting like full lifted truck, like suspension, lights, and I mean, you know, it's still very funny.
It's still a Prius, but I mean, did you get the video of that terrain that he was taking on there?
Yeah, I think you sent me the same video that Jack sent me.
Good.
It's impressive. It's quite impressive that a Prius can. It's a big 1.5 inches. Yeah. The first time.
Yeah. Good.
All right. For anybody who's just, I mean, anybody aside from the three of us, this is boring as shit right now. But thank you, Jack. That was very entertaining. Oh man. Well, I opened the second part of the show saying let's talk about some breeding stuff. We talked about breeding inlands, and then totally went off on a tangent, which is okay, I guess.
All good.
Have you bred the Sanzinia yet?
No, they're not old enough.
Okay.
I'm hoping next season. You know, my understanding with them is that it's a patient man's game, raising up Sanzinia. Just not uncommon for them to want to be a little bit older. So next year I'll be crossing my fingers. I'll definitely be pairing them up.
Yeah.
I believe they are a 2022 and a 2020 respectively pair. So on the younger end, but getting some good size, really pretty pair. I'm really excited about what they might throw, because they both have quite good color for this stage in their development. You know, they're definitely one of those ones that's prettiest when they're young and continue to fade through their life. So yeah, kind of like ring pythons. I feel like that's a project right there, is just trying to breed for ones that hold on to their color longer.
Yeah, and I feel like there's no reason why that can't be accomplished with any of these species that dull out with age.
Yeah, 100%. Anything that experiences variation can be targeted for and bred for, given enough time. And yeah, there's some that are brighter than others at, you know, year 10 or whatever. What are we doing?
What do you mean by that? Okay.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Jack is having way too much fun in the comments. We should have sent him the link.
I think so.
Yo, Jack, if you want to pop on, hit me up. I'll throw you the link. That the people.
Did you know I have a breeding project with Jack?
It's the Chondros, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. He wanted to do a Sanzinia project at Pomona as well, but I couldn't fork it out because I already had this pair at home, and it's like another one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not right now.
I get that. Yeah, those are. I mean, do you have a similar plan as far as breeding? Are they going outside all the time? Are they going to be out there for an extended period? Like, what are your thoughts as far as the actual, step by step of breeding them when the time is right?
I wasn't planning on putting them outside.
Okay.
But now I'm curious. How cold do you think they need to get?
Well, I talked to Dylan Hain last year on the show, maybe a little longer ago than that. And I think he like had a very similar kind of setup and process to like Diamonds and Bolins with his Sanzinia, like a multiple month extended cold period with them.
Okay.
I think he was feeding on one half of it, either the descent or the comeback up portion. But
okay.
But yeah, they're pretty cold for quite a while.
I'll have to do a little more homework. Maybe I will toss them out. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be pretty neat. Yeah, they're just so different.
They're super weird.
Everything.
I agree with Jack, not necessarily his choice of words, but they do indeed have one of the best heads in the game. Head structure is crazy. They look prehistoric.
Yeah. Yeah, they certainly do. Yeah, I used to have both mandarins and greens, and
cool.
Yeah, they're awesome snakes. I always was a little bit tripped out by how like they just don't grab you at all when you hold them for being a void.
They're terrible tree snakes. They're really bad at the arboreal
like
part.
The common name of the Madagascar tree boa is such a misnomer.
Yeah,
they're the skinnier Madagascar ground boa
with tree capabilities.
Yes,
sometimes. Yeah,
when they feel like it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if Jack is still there, but if you are, check your DMs. But
yeah, so I hope to produce those guys. This year was really the year where a lot of my projects aged in that I was. Oh, sweet. Ryan's here. Hey, Ryan.
Nothing good with small heads. Yeah, I 1000% agree on that.
All right. We could argue about heads.
From a scalation standpoint, I think it's challenging to beat a scrub python.
Scrubbies are awesome.
And especially like probably a barneck, particularly just with how the pattern interacts with the scalation on them. Just the heat pits are just lined so dramatically. Those big top plates. I don't know all the technical names for all the scales.
Sure.
That's probably more your domain, Mr. Wildlife Biologist.
There was a time, but in one ear, out the other.
Fair. I'll claim the same thing.
Pass the test and forget,
Hell yeah, that's school for you, man. American education system right there.
Yes.
But
I don't know. I'd throw Brettles in there too for heads. I love a Brettles head.
Yeah.
Big, beefy head.
Yeah.
Bretts were never off the ground, and that girl's behind me. I have Bretts.
All right. Lisa does make a good point as far as reptile heads, that if you don't include any venomous, we're having a good discussion. But yeah, I want almost every rattlesnake, but particularly some of the bigger ones, good like timber or something, or oh man.
Oh, he's in it.
in the listed Prius herself.
Wow. Oh yeah. Oh, that's some good audio too. Oh, fantastic. Old school NPR vibes.
The audio
Oh,
is
that's not good. That's not good. Hold on.
probably about as bad as it could possibly be, and I love how your phone's also vertical. Very professional of you.
I can change it. Hold up. Get a little sideways.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, it didn't
Hold on.
work.
Is that better? Is the audio any better?
I don't know, Lucas. What do you think? I don't think so.
I couldn't find my
I'm
AirPods. I'm driving right now.
I would like to give Ryan the link so he could further explain what that comment means.
Yeah. I agree too. This is gonna divulge into madness.
I like it.
Oh yeah. No, it's fun.
I can't see the live chat. What was there another one?
Ryan said Lucas just likes a ginger.
And then Brett says that's the loudest a Prius has ever been, and I completely agree. My gosh, I mean, what the heck is going on there?
Oh man. Hey Jack, how's our babies doing?
Oh, they're one is like a horrible like acid green color. Everything else is nice, pretty, and yellow still.
Nice. I don't have anybody that's gone full green yet.
It's like almost completely green now. It's like really, really ugly, but it's cool.
Sweet.
Man, I really hate when green tree pythons are green.
Yeah. Really annoying. I wish they'd stay yellow forever. That'd be cool.
Just any color but green, even like a brown, like a solid brown green tree python would be just.
I feel like we have that though. Isn't
Now
that what
really
a Rocky is?
the link.
Yeah, you know, this might be a bad idea in hindsight. I'm picturing. Yeah, that's kind of what I had in mind too. Like a Prius that was like lifted, like you would lift a big ass truck with some giant ass off road.
No, yeah, I know the exact photo with like the monster truck wheels and stuff, and like diesel swaps. Like, none of that. But it doesn't just scrape plate on curbs anymore, which is nice. It'll make it through the occasional sand wash too, so love it for that. And yeah, still gets good MPG. I can't complain, especially now on the road when mileage matters and all that. So, yep, the rig.
Fantastic. He can sell
what's
Zoom and Priuses.
Hey, this is kind of an extension from the time I was on, but little update to my breeding season. This past week, I just found 6 peach monty eggs. So, big dub.
Not
big
bad.
Dub.
Big dub.
Big dub. The biggest dub I could pull this year for sure. So
I don't even know what that is. So congratulations,
the
buddy.
cork ones, the little cork bark ones.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, buddy.
Yep. Well, I found them at like 11 o'clock. My parents are pissed.
Why?
Pissed.
Did you like? Why were they pissed? Did you wake them up to tell them?
I was like, ah!
They're like, who is it? Who's in the house? Like, I got eggs. Like, shut up, Jack.
Yeah.
Well, they even locked the garage door because I thought I had left already. And I was like hiding in there with my like little red light, like looking around. And I found him, and I couldn't get back in the house. It was a whole episode. But I found eggs from 2 different pairs. So I mean, if all goes well, like fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Oh man, this is awesome. I literally on a wing and a prayer shot the link. God,
no way! Oh my God! What's up, Ryan?
Python Jesus has arrived.
Shit,
we are not
Jesus.
worthy.
Oh yeah,
oh my God.
Not worthy.
Feels good to be the 4th worst breeder on the call.
Oh man.
How you doing, buddy? You
4th worst. No, man, I'm the worst. I'm the worst breeder on the call.
There's no way.
Oh man. Kush has got it dialed now.
I don't know about that. After what I just sent you, I don't think I have anything dialed. My God. Shit's a fucking disaster as of yesterday.
What happened? Is it a secret?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I mean, it wasn't anything good. I got a nice little slug pile. So,
Damn.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean,
Hey, most of my roughy eggs were slugs. That sucked. I was bummed on that.
A lot better, actually. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, you said most. All mine were, so you beat me.
There we go. I got 2 still holding on, and our one blackhead egg of the year, Ryan, is still holding on. To my amazement.
There we go. You'll get her done.
We'll see
The boy
about
who
that.
lived.
The boy who lived. Yep. Or girl.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Sniffer
So-
early, you'll be all right.
Day 40, right?
Yeah, not that early.
Oh, you're not kidding? I thought you were making fun of me because I did that.
No. Oh, you cut an egg at 40 days?
When I bred blackheads for the first time in 2022, I made a terrible mistake and cut them all at like day 40.
Wow.
How long do they take?
40s. They're usually like 61,
Yeah.
62. But if you cut them at 58, you'll be good.
So, okay, you like to do that no matter
Yeah.
what. All right.
I never lost a blackhead after I started cutting them at 58.
Huge. Huge. Okay. Awesome. Well, fingers crossed. We'll I'll send you the front half. I'll keep the back half.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Wow. What a great
You
gift.
can keep it.
No, we'll figure it out. I'll send you another diamond or something.
All right. Well, whatever. We'll figure it out. I'm not too picky.
So,
Yeah.
how are things going up there in the Great White North?
Oh, you win some, you lose some, but overall, I shouldn't complain.
Can you say, do you have any words on the conversation about hating when green tree pythons are green?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I personally find that pretty disgusting, but, it is
Right,
the state of
green
affairs.
chondros are disgusting, right?
They are disgusting. They're not scrubbies, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What's-
they never will be.
So, I know, Steven, you got Halmaheras, or yeah. And Tannenbaum?
And Ryan did it. Oh!
You got Tannenbars as well, right?
Yes. Just
That's-
got Tannenbars for the first time.
Super sick. Ryan, what scrubbies did you try this year?
What did I try? 5 different scrubbies, I guess. So
Nice.
we'll see how it all shakes out at the end.
Anybody looking promising?
I've hatched 2 clutches so far, so
That's pretty promising.
another clutch cooking. So we'll see what happens.
How are the baby Beox doing? Have they been eaten yet for you?
They haven't even shed yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they're just sitting there.
You did Beox?
Well, thanks
Scrubs.
to Kush.
Python Jesus
Thanks to Kush.
doing what only Python Jesus can do. Yep.
Kush inspired me. So
I was his muse.
Wow. That's understandable. Jack's
he
mine.
was flashing his Halma babies at me and
And the Aru babies. Don't forget the Arus.
and the Aru babies, and I couldn't handle it. I had to go home and do something that would get his attention.
Hey, Steven, can I ask Ryan a question
Yeah.
while we're all here?
This is your episode, man.
I guess. Lisa reminded me in the chat. So I wanted to ask you, Ryan, what's the deal with boob eggs? Do you know what that is and why that happens?
I don't think you can ever say for sure, but
Okay.
the prevailing theory that I believe in is that it's basically it's a fertile, well, it's a slug. It's an egg that wanted to be a slug and wanted to be an egg and was just ovulated, a little too early.
Okay.
And so basically, from my opinion, was formed off Tracy's work with ultrasound machines, and the follicles on pythons don't all mature at the same rate. And unfortunately, we don't know what the mechanism that causes ovulation, whether it's like a pressure switch or a timing or a temperature thing. We don't really know what actually triggers the actual moment of ovulation, but Suffice it to say that all the eggs aren't mature at the same pace, and if a snake ovulates too early, then you get slugs. So
Okay.
they're not infertile like people
Right.
suspect. They're just not viable.
Got it.
And then that's why you'll see slug or eggs where it's like you get 6 good eggs, a few boob eggs, and then slugs. It's basically that's probably a situation where one of the ovum, or one of the oviducts, those eggs were mature, and the other one they weren't. And for whatever
Interesting.
reason, the female ovulated prematurely, and
Okay.
thus the theories as to why tend to be obesity and heat-related issues are the number one theories as to what causes it. But
Cool.
again, we it's all
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like to speak on any of this stuff as absolute fact or like we know
Nah,
exactly what's going on. But
We'll leave that to Nick.
Well, just know, Ryan, when you speak, all of your disciples listen, take it as God.
I don't know about that. It's
We follow
No,
Christ and keep us blindly.
The reason it came up is one of my diamonds has had like a significant number of boob eggs 2 years in a row. And I was just curious, it got me thinking, like, are certain females more prone to it than others? Like, could it be something physiological? Because the other one hasn't had any, and I treat them exactly the same. And I don't think she's super fat. So,
yeah,
know.
I mean, there's so many things. Obviously, there could be. So I tend to think that there's nothing wrong with the snakes, and I blame myself for everything. So
sure.
that's just how I operate. But the snakes. We all like to think, oh, the snake knows what it needs, and blah blah blah. And I find that argument to be pretty much horseshit. I don't think they really know what they need. Because Mother Nature doesn't give them too much of anything, and
Right.
so they're programmed to want as much of whatever limited resource there is available to them, whether that's
Right.
food, heat, whatever. And so, like, even your cages could be right next to each other, everything could be the same, and the one female basks 20 minutes longer than the other one, and that's just 20 minutes too much. There's
Totally.
things like that we'll never be able to quantify. It's all it's all theory. But
Yeah.
I tend to believe that there's most of the time it's things that we did, and things that the snake did too. But the snake does the things because we're giving it too much or too little or whatever it is of whatever causes it. So it's that's I'm always under the mindset that I did something wrong, not the
Yeah.
that's just how I roll. So
Fair. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it's a cool kind of paradigm shift from the typical, like, someone gets a slug out and they're like, I wonder if the male wasn't fertile.
oh god, that drives me fucking nuts. I hear that all the time.
Because I had that same thought as well for a while with my Moluccan scrub attemptings, where I got 2 slug outs in a row and they were both from the same male with different females. And in hindsight, it's like, okay, well, if I knew what I knew now because of Python Jesus himself, I would have not thought about the male the way I did. But,
Oh
but,
man.
I mean, but jokes aside, like, when you first explained that to me, what you just said, I was just like, it's like my entire world changed. I'm like, I've been doing this for how long, been around this how long, and like hadn't even heard that until right now. Like, and it makes so much sense once you actually
Right.
like put like, okay, yeah, duh, like this thought process checks out just logically. And then if you look at experiences as well, you're like, okay, I see, like, the female that slugged out maybe didn't have a very strong ovulation, or things were weird the whole time. You can kind of make all the connections and be like, all right, this is what happened, or this is probably what happened.
Yeah. And listen, I'm sure there are bad males in the universe of snake breeding, and I'm sure there are females with compromised reproductive tracts of some manner or another. I think, unfortunately, I think the human condition is to not take accountability, and so we're always looking for how to make it not our fault.
Yeah.
And I tend to do the opposite, and I make everything my fault and then work backwards from there. And I feel like being introspective like that and being able to look like that, it actually leads you to fixing things versus if you just throw your hands up and go, oh, well, you know, it's just a chondro being a chondro, or it's just a, you know, nothing I could have done. You know, I did everything right. And it's like, did you? Probably not.
Yeah.
Good point.
And especially with like how new the science of this is, so to speak, like, you know, we're not going off of such a long history of, you know, case study after case study with some of these things, where if you're like, oh, this is how it is because I heard such and such say it, like, you're going to be happy with that much evidence to support your claim? That seems more like you want to justify something went wrong in your head rather than actually taking an objective viewpoint on what just happened.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, you know, I shouldn't take credit. Like, you know, my number one mentor in life, Tracy, you know, has led me to most of the beliefs that I have, based on her experiences and her talking, and, you know, her graciously taking the time and, you know, to mentor me and tell me things. And a lot of it started back when I first started talking with her, and she was, I was wanting to get some blood pythons, and she was like, oh man, you know, she's like, everything everybody says that bloods are so hard. She's like, they're so easy if you just don't do these couple things. And then I was like, well, wow, because that same couple things happens with other species that I'm aware of, and I wonder if you know, translate the things that she's saying to these other species, if it then changes the outcome. And surely it did. And so it just, you know, and back then she was basically like, don't breed huge giant blood pythons. She's like, they'll breed very small and have decent clutches. They breed better as small snakes in captivity, and you know, keep them cool till they ovulate and all these things. And it was like, wow, it actually, you know, worked. Because back when I first was into it, people were like, oh, bloods are so hard to get good clutches from. You just get a lot of slugs all the time.
Interesting.
And it was, you know, it never was the case with me, you know, because of her and the information that she gave me. And I used it, you know, on basically most species now. I predominantly do, you know, the things that she taught me with those. So
very cool. Well, maybe for this boob egg diamond, next time I'll keep her a bit cooler and see if that does anything.
Yeah,
during the
like if
ovulatory phase.
Yeah. So what's the like, most of the eggs are bad, or some of them are good, or 50-50?
I think last year she laid 21, and 12 of the babies were good.
So you're like right there. You're just real close.
Yeah, and this year I would say even more of the eggs have some degree of boobage from her. Like almost all of them have a little bit of it. But hey, yeah, you know, what are we gonna call it?
Is she old? Because I've seen fecundity drop off with older pythons, and you start getting more of that kind of stuff. But
yeah, last year was her first clutch. This year's her second. She's a 2020.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
yeah, then so
this kind of goes well into this question Lisa had a few minutes ago. But
yeah,
have you ever seen females lay boobs their first season? And is that, I guess,
I have.
clarifying would be, Lisa, do you mean like an entire clutch or a majority of a clutch, or because I mean, you know, yes and no. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, and it's a frustrating thing too, because I feel like I had some eggs with just a little bit of the boobage where the babies hatched and did great, but the more like
the bigger the slug portion gets, the
harder
that
gets. Yeah, and so I had some that emerged from eggs with pretty decent boobage that were the hardest to get feeding, or, you know, a few that made it out of those eggs and looked completely normal but couldn't keep food down, like there was something wrong internally with the way they were.
Were they physically smaller? Another
Yes.
no siblings? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had
Yeah.
the biggest. I hatched a ball python once that was like probably a 50 to 60% slug portion and just a small egg, and that thing was a nightmare. It was half the size of
Right.
everybody else, and
Yeah.
so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like that one portion of the egg that's still healthy is trying to sustain that embryo. It seems like, trying to do all the things that need to happen, but it's only getting
Yeah, I mean, as
50%
far
of
as
what
we
it
know,
should,
the shell is in essence the lungs.
right.
So you're basically and the snake egg expands and contracts throughout incubation, and none of that happens. Or
Right.
very little of that is allowed to happen with one of those that's a majority slug. So it's it's very it probably has all kinds of effects on the neo that we won't never really understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be continued.
Yeah, I would just if you got a basking spot on, I would probably just dial it back an hour a day or something. Just
Yeah.
you're right on the doorstep, so I wouldn't do anything drastic.
Right. And the other diamonds, the clutches have been perfect. It's just this one girl, so I don't know.
Do you
We'll see.
notice any? Does she bask more? Does she act different? Like even little minor things that you might not have thought were significant?
Yes. Now that you asked me the question, Python Jesus. In fact, both years, 2 years in a row, she had a deep heat projector. And the one that laid perfect eggs had a radiant heat panel. That's a difference.
I mean, I don't know. I've never used one of those deep heat projectors, so I'm not sure. But
I think it's given off a stronger hotspot than the other one.
it could be.
F.
Well, like I said, the sad part is it's so easy for a keeper to just I didn't do anything. It's just this female or whatever. Instead of if you actually look back and see, there's little minor things that you don't think are significant in the moment, and then I know full well I fucked myself this year hard. So it's I read my notes, my very first sentence of my notes, and I went, oh, well, fuck that up. That was my fault. So
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
It was just it was a little bit of karma coming back from all the Biak shit talk, just
oh man,
beating me down.
I screwed up my helmets.
Days.
Screwed them up, but we'll remedy that situation.
Yeah, well.
And now it's going to be Clasto 2026.
God, I'm going to crash out so hard.
That is my life's mission, to read Clasto next year.
Fucking believable.
That'd be tight.
No, it would not.
You probably will.
Fuck you, Lucas.
Oh, come on. Am I supposed to root against this guy?
Yes. In this specific instance, I haven't.
Well, no, see, you're doing it wrong. You're not supposed to root against me. I'm just supposed to be one day after you.
That's fine. But
that's all. Like when I was in the friendly competition with the Biox, I never rooted against you. I only rooted that I would hatch them a day before you did.
I didn't root against you with those. I'm going to fully root against you with Clastos. It's just too personal. I've been trying for 6 years. I don't have shit to show for it. You're going to be like, boom, eggs, babies, fuck you. And I'm just going to cry.
I doubt
keep
it'll
that
go
guy
that
away
easy.
from your Classilepis cage. I think he might do something.
I'm going to turn on a heat panel.
Oh, that's how you wreck some shit right there. That's a good way to wreck some shit.
Just install a radiant heat panel in the Clasto cage. Put it at 87.
There you go. Why don't you just dial that up to the old Python 90 and just call it a day?
I don't even need to.
No, 87 will get it done.
Yep.
It will probably would.
Yeah, that's why. I'm not sure. 86 I wouldn't be too confident with. You might still get a couple fertile eggs out of that clutch.
Gotta just leave it off. Leave it off till after ovulation, then you're all right.
Yeah.
Jack, you got that?
Yeah. Cook.
I want to understand where Lisa said this to. What was the what happened
Oh,
I
she's
think he
probably
was when
talking
he
about
said
me
he
saying I fucked it
fucked
up.
himself. Yeah.
Yeah. Too much.
Yeah, no, I was trying to breed my Parahalmas, and everything. She stopped eating as soon as I started fucking with the temperatures, and so in a zest to try to keep her eating, I turned on her basking spot, and then just totally forgot about it. I did write it in my notes that I had turned it on in October in an attempt to keep her eating, and it didn't work, and I forgot to turn it off. And she, of course, sat under it all winter and during ovulatory phase, and yeah, laid 7 big fucking ugly slugs.
Damn.
So I, as soon as I went to fill in the rest of the information in the breeding data sheet, I saw that sentence and my fucking heart dropped, and I went, oh, well, I know what I did now.
Yeah.
So won't be doing that next year.
Next year's it.
Next year, I know she'll start feeding, and I won't give a shit.
Nice.
I think there's always next year, but
There is until there isn't.
okay.
Shit.
Damn,
Well, I mean,
alright.
I ain't getting any younger. I'll fucking be dead soon. So one of these days.
Oh man.
Not
Never know.
anytime soon, please.
I hope not, but never know.
I know Jack's driving right now. Like he
A
keeps looking at
lifted
his
Prius,
phone.
apparently. That's almost asking for an accident.
Yeah, man. Don't look over here.
I know. There's chances something live.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Perfect.
Nice contribution, Jack. Yep, thank you.
A Herpin Prius. I would have never thought
I
I'd
was
see
gonna
or
try and
hear
get-
about that.
I was gonna try and hit the road, but I looked at traffic and it was like, you go in a pass the tree, you get back up commute hours. It was like so every
Unbelievable.
My R2D2 is. I'm not up on my R2D2, so I'm not sure what he said.
Oh boy.
This guy.
It must have been good. We'll just
Yeah.
assume that was very entertaining and very educational.
It sounded like dial-up on old AOL days.
That wasn't even alive, I don't think.
Oh
man.
man, I forgot you're such a baby.
I know. Not much of Jack though. That's one of the times. I think Jack's younger
How
than
old
I
are
am.
you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 25, almost 26.
He's just a pinky.
Shit, you're 25.
I guess he's a peach fuzzy at this point.
Yeah, I think I've graduated to peach fuzzy.
Dang.
Still well on the teeth though.
Brother, I'm 29, but I'm half Chinese.
29, you're still a baby too. Jesus.
This is
That's us right
the
there.
beard right here. I did not think. I didn't know you were so young. No, yeah, I mean, not in a bad way. I thought you were like my age. At least.
Yeah, I feel like I've been the young guy for like 13 years now.
Yeah, dude, good
You're
on
always
you.
gonna be the young guy.
Yeah, Jason Hood said it best. He said that he's like, it's like you've been 18 for 10 years. Kind of, because I was as tall as I am now when I was 13, essentially.
Wow.
So like I looked a lot older than I was when I was a teenager, and then at some point just kind of like looked the same for a while. So I've just been like, I've been the young guy for quite some time. So yeah, having Jack there makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
That's crazy. Yeah, you carry yourself like an older person in a good
Oh,
way. That's a
thank you.
compliment. Yeah.
Thank you.
In his soul, he's a weaned mouse.
Yes, I am. I feel like I'm 16 grams, although I am about 3.5.
I'm almost ready for the gas chamber and the jumbo tray, the spent breeder tray.
That's a good tray. I like pulling from that tray.
Oh man,
I go
Yep.
through a lot of those.
40
40 a week sometimes. I've had Lisa's question up on the screen for what feels like forever now. Ryan, any tips for males that won't breed?
I think I know what she's referring to, and if fighting them won't get it done, then some males just, you know, don't do what you want them to.
They might be gay.
They could be.
Happy
Get them
Pride
bigger,
Month.
I guess. Get them bigger.
I guess just try to breed them outside of the month of June, maybe, and see if that helps the cause.
Put the candles on and the berry white and call it a day.
Pro tips.
Yep.
Follow for more tips.
Come to the Trap Talk Reptile Network for the best information about reptile breeding and care available.
I mean, he basically just said vibes, so
That is true.
you heard it here.
Oh man.
Oh,
That is very true.
man.
Oh man.
Well, Lucas is crushing it, man. He's got the green pythons and the diamonds. He's killing it out there.
Thank you.
Yep.
That means a lot. I'm having a good time. I really wish that, like, I can't be mad with the last 2 years. It's been too much good things happening to be mad. But if I was gonna say anything, I really wish that the blackheads would work with me a little bit more. They're punishing me.
Yeah. Yeah. I only struggled to hatch the eggs. The eggs on those were a pain in the ass.
Right. Yeah. Well, when they were nice enough to me to give me clutches, I struggled with that part too.
Yeah, we'll chop them open at 58 and you'll be good.
All right. Yeah. If this one hangs on that long, I'll do it. But
A very scientific question from Lisa. Are there gay snakes?
Well, I don't know. I've seen. I
that's
guess I
above
should.
my pay grade.
I should say this that I have
Master's degree,
seen.
man. You gotta-
I've seen male blood pythons lock up with each other, and I've seen male ball pythons lock up with each other.
It makes sense that there'd be gay ball pythons.
And
I've seen
what I will
I've seen
say-
female Forstens tortoises that'll do the thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
tortoises are crazy freaks.
Lesbian tortoises. That's pretty cool.
I will say, just from like a blanket scientific perspective, I don't think we observe very many phenomenon in human beings that is only unique to human beings. So do with that what you will.
yeah,
All right, everybody who's watching and or listening, I need you to go home, take 2 of your males, put them together, and please record copulation and submit it to the show. We're going to show proof that they are, in fact, gay snakes.
I suspect I've hatched hermaphrodite snakes that were not boy
Really?
or like, were they
I've
probe
often
kind of.
wondered about that because
Yeah.
it would be in 2 different places, so it'd be really hard to tell what you're looking at. If it's got hemipenes and female reproductive organs, they're not like
Yep.
you could just think you got a boy, and then why does he never breed? You wouldn't see the other part.
Yeah, I had a female, or what I thought was a female, that would never. I had one male that would spur it a lot, but I never saw it actually lock up with it. And then I would put it with females to see if it was a male, and it would never do anything. And when you probed it, it was kind of like very unambiguous. You know, it was like way more than a typical female, but you couldn't pop it, you couldn't probe it like real deep like a male. So it was the weirdest. I always suspected that maybe it was both, or you know.
Yeah, it must happen, and would be so hard to.
Did you ever see that in your
noticed.
mice colonies, Kush, where you get those kind of weird female mice that never really bred very good? And they looked like they didn't look like a male, but they sure didn't reproduce very good, and the distance between their parts was more, but not quite.
I can't say I have.
I've seen that a few times with the rodents when I was setting up colonies, and you're like, this looks like a girl, but doesn't have the teats. And I tried breeding them one time, and they would never do anything. It's like, so I always wondered if those were hermaphrodite mice.
Could possibly be, and I guess, you know, considering, I would have to imagine there would be colonies that just have whatever genetic component would be floating around much more than others.
Yeah.
But interesting.
Intersexuality in Mexican colubrid snake, 1970. I'll read that later. I'll tell you what it says.
Nice.
But there you go. There's something out there. Yes, he has, Lisa.
Western blackheads.
Have I hatched them?
Hey, there you go, Jack. Yeah, wow,
Yeah.
that's way more green.
Disgusting. Get
It's
that
gross.
This is Trap Talk. We don't do localities.
That is way more green than any of mine. But yeah, Ryan, please talk about your Western success.
I think I bred them 7 or 8 times, something like that. But
I'm gonna kill myself.
it was like I said, I didn't think getting eggs was terribly difficult, but the hatching them, I think I did hatch babies every time, but it was always like not very many until I started. And I all credit to Casey. Casey was like,
Yeah.
58, just pop a hole in them, and I was like, okay. And after that, I never had a bit of trouble.
That's amazing.
And then obviously I did have the female that lost the oviduct that you had.
She laid one.
Yeah. So I mean, it just you can't beat yourself up over that. That thing already had issues. So
The thing that's really tripping me out is just the one that laid for me in 2022, the first time I tried to breed blackheads and got that, beautiful clutch of 7. She just hasn't done anything
since 22.
Yeah.
How much you feeding her?
I'm trying to not feed her too much, but she has good body condition. Like the first season coming off of 22, I tried to feed her pretty heavily going into the fall of the following season just to get weight back on her. But I tried to be careful not to overdo it. And then every year since then, I've been really trying to be pretty sparing because I felt like I put a lot of weight back on her at that initial season after she laid. But she's not huge. She's not a huge snake.
Yeah,
smaller than the 2 that you sent over.
Yeah, they can be remarkably fat even when they don't look it.
Right.
So I would cut food for months if it were me, but
cool.
I got to.
That's what I've been doing
back
the last
to
few.
the Tracy advice is she always laugh and say you got to break them down and build them back up.
Really?
So sometimes when they, at least and I told this story I think on other podcasts or when I bred my white lip, my southern white lip. She laid 3 years in a row, and then on the 4th year, I was like, "Oh, I'm going for broke. I'm going to get this 4th clutch." I fed her up. She didn't lay, and I was like, "Oh man!" And then I noticed I fed her up again for the following breeding season, and she didn't lay. And then I was like, "Oh man, she actually," and then you realize, wow, she's actually like bulked up. This snake got substantially larger than she used to be. And so I was bemoaning, on the phone with Tracy, and she's like, "What are you doing, idiot? Just break her down and build her back up." And I said, I'm like, "What is that?" She's like, she goes, "Well, you overdid it. She broke reproductive rhythm, and you kept feeding like she was in a reproductive mode." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I did, didn't I?" And so then I just didn't feed her for like 6 months, and then she went back. And then she went back to laying eggs. So
yeah, no, I mean, I'll give it a try. I've got nothing to lose.
you just gotta so she always joked, break them down and build them back up.
Yeah.
So.
And then the 2 babies I produced in 22 should be ready this upcoming season, and I'm hoping that gives me a little boost.
Yeah, I think I
terms of
only
my
have
odds.
2 now, so I got
Okay.
2. But
Yeah.
yeah,
No, I appreciate that.
That female you got, that thing had issues, so no.
Yeah. Well, and
You
then
know
the
how that
other one,
goes.
the one that didn't have issues the year before, built up crazy and was inverting and super thick, and then just didn't ovulate for us. So,
Yep.
again,
It's
not
tough.
saying it was the snake's fault.
No, well, it does. Some
Yeah.
of it is, some of it she grew up here, lived here her whole life, and then got moved. Right. There's always a transition phase, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be too hard on yourself.
Keep trying. I'm gonna do you proud.
You're doing fine.
Oh,
So
You got chondros, so you're good.
Brett has a follow-up question of so don't feed for 6 months and then feed heavy following the 6-month fast period.
I mean, I guess I'd have to be a little more specific. It would when she didn't lay for me. What would it be? January. By February, I was like, okay, she's not going to go again. And I really took a hard look at her, and I was like, man, she's thick. Like, this snake got quite a bit bigger. And so I didn't feed her again. I don't think I fed her again till late August, maybe. A little. I think I fed her once in August, and then once or twice in September, and then I started feeding her heavy in October when she started breeding with the men.
Well, mine aren't going to see a mouse or a rat for a little while. Thank you.
So,
I've heard enough.
I mean, it's worth a shot when you've tried.
Absolutely.
You try everything.
I love fasting both female pythons.
Oh,
it's so great to not have to.
They don't shit. That's beautiful.
You know what the buy rats
Yep.
for a while? It's the best. I love it.
Yeah. Price of rats these days.
Well, and the other thing we don't think of is when you bulk up your snake and it doesn't reproduce, you've taken one of your best breeding tools off the table.
Yes.
And that's extra food.
We were talking about this earlier in the episode in terms of the inland.
The
feeding the follicles strategy, like when the snake's going into that with excess weight from a failed previous attempt, like that's more of a hindrance than a benefit at that point, right?
Because like one of the theories with the slugs is that they're prematurely ovulated. And one of the theories with that is if it's some kind of internal pressure switch, then having excess fat, is going to make that switch trigger before it should.
Right.
So, and, I don't know if you've ever cut open a snake, but man, they got a lot of fat. Where even snakes that look like...
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of wild-caught chondros that look like they were on death's door, and you do dissection and it's like this thing has tons of fat, and it 100%. And it looks to you like this thing is emaciated and gonna die, but it has tons of fat. So
I will say, just as a nerd and somewhat of a biologist, I've cut open every snake I've ever lost, and what you're saying is absolutely terrifyingly true.
It's amazing how much fat they have. So
it's also really just a self-punishing thing to do, because most of the time when I cut open snakes that have passed, they also were working on eggs, so it's like, just if you want to give yourself a kick in the butt after you're already down, cut open a snake that died.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we're going to inspire people to start using the GLPs on their females now if they don't breed. Well,
jury's
I
out
need
on
some
that.
for
I'm sure
me.
that's more damage.
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I'd stay away from that stuff with a 10-foot pole.
Oh, Nick loves it. Nick told me to start.
Oh God. The price of vanity, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Poetic.
Beauty ain't cheap.
Oh, that just seems like, I don't know. I think when the jury comes back on what that actually is doing to you in the long run, I think it's. I think really that's our entire generation. We're just a giant experiment for the pharmaceutical companies and the food industry, but it's clearly not going. It's clearly not going well for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean? Everyone's always so healthy all the time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Would you like some graded plastic? Tell me when.
Well, I think it's probably, to bring it full circle to our snakes, I think there's probably the highly processed food that our rodents eat and our snakes then in turn consume. We have lots of tumors, and
I think a lot of rodents probably have a good bit of what they've been chewing on in their stomach too. If they have access to plastic bins that they're gnawing on all day, things like that, depending on the rodent room.
Yeah, there was one of the universities did a study on the lab food to try to see what kind of pesticides, and it was off the charts. Every single one of them was like insanely, riddled with Roundup and stuff, and it's just like,
Yeah.
man, that can't be. We don't, that can't be good for our snakes. There's just
No, not at all.
no way that's good. But
Because
what are
like
you gonna do?
even like the grade of crop that we get is garbage. So you'd have to imagine it goes human food, then like horse and dog food, and then like rat and mouse food got to be at the bottom of that. Whatever.
Oh yeah, that's
whatever they
probably
would
the stuff they
basically-
sweep up off the floor.
Yeah, like whatever they would just throw away. There's like fuck it, put it in the rodent food.
Yep. Yeah, no,
You just like spilled one of the sprayers of Roundup on a whole crop. Like shit, put it in the mouse food. Fuck it.
Yep. Yeah, well, then you think like blackheads and womas don't even really eat rodents for the most part, and so you're feeding them all these rodents that are probably fattier and filled with poison.
Yeah.
Not happy, don't.
Yeah. And then people that try to get away from that feed them commercially raised quail, which when you look at the macros have nearly the same crude body fat percentage as rats.
Yeah, I don't know if it. I don't know. Hard to know what's the answer.
Yeah.
You got to just go with what we can do, and hopefully it's good enough. And
Yeah.
I guess it depends what your goal is. If your goal is to keep a blackhead for 30 years, then feeding it rodents probably not the best thing.
Yeah.
If your goal is to breed it and get some more babies, then clearly that can be done with rodents. But you're not probably going to set longevity records with the modern food system and how often we feed. But,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like when it comes to that discussion, I think that the frequency isn't discussed enough of like, all right, you're not feeding this animal its natural diet, but
Mm-hmm.
could you offset that by, let's say you would eat whatever reptilian prey weekly, I don't know, for example, of that rodent being every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks or whatever, it's just a more nutritionally dense item, just less frequently.
yeah, my gut feeling after keeping pythons for a few years is that what would probably be best would be boundary pushing meal size, but very, very little.
Yeah.
So that their digestive system would get to fully awake and do its thing and then fully, settle away. Where I think we just leave them in a constant state of digestion. And that's probably
Right.
very, very unnatural for pythons anyways.
Yeah.
Garter snakes and stuff like that and colubrids and higher. They're probably made to just be processing all the time, but
Yeah.
I don't think pythons are designed for that.
I agree. I got to get my garter snakes back. It's a good time. I threatened Nick that I was just going to send him some, and he was like, "I'll fucking kill you."
Well, then you definitely should. You can ship them to me and I'll drop them off at his house.
Surprise. Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear me, but a friend of mine found red-sided in Santa Cruz County recently.
Wow.
That was kind
That's
of
cool.
Yeah, that was shocking.
Interesting.
Need to go look for those.
Okay.
Heck yeah. Definitely got to go look for those. They're pretty snake.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
No doubt about
One
it.
reason to return to the promised land. Fight the Santa Cruz Loke.
Well, don't get me wrong. Santa Cruz is an awesome place. I love the city. Just
Yeah.
well, not just the city, but like the area. College was just not it.
Yeah.
Man. City and like are not two things that I would say.
Well,
In
and
one
surrounding
sense.
area,
hardly-
right? Like
it's hardly a
all
city.
the wild land as well. I'm saying, not just the city.
Kush is a
Yeah.
city boy. He likes the city.
Through
Is
and
that
through.
true? I don't know if that's true. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Where do you live?
I live in El Paso, Texas, but I grew up
Okay.
in Chicago, like
Oh, cool.
in
Okay.
Chicago. So yeah, I could definitely, I could live in the heart of the city and I'd be thrilled.
He has to listen to me complain about my one stoplight I have to stop at all the time. Oh,
Yeah.
Whenever
Yeah,
Ryan, when I was holding on to the diamonds for you, whenever I would Google your city to check the weather, like the picture that pops up when you search it just
Yeah.
looks like the set of like a remote horror movie. Like it was so funny. I was like, where is this man? Like,
Yeah, that's it.
What you got? Like the post office, the Thrifty Scotsman, and a gas station? Is that your
Well,
town?
Thrifty's in Spokane. You got to venture into the
geez.
belly of the beast to go to Thrifty.
Oh
but
no, that's terrible.
Look, my town is tiny, and I drive around town if I can avoid going even through the couple stop signs we have.
So gas station, Dollar General, post office.
I think we have what? We have like 5 gas stations.
nice.
Damn, that's you're really coming up
Multiple car part places.
there. Oh my god.
We only have 1 grocery store. We used to have 2, but we only got 1 now.
I bet your gas stations haven't hit 7 yet either, huh?
No, they're like 480 though. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I'd kill for 480. Me and Jack and his damn Prius.
Oh man, it's crazy. It was like $2 a few months ago. It seems like.
80.
I think it was $2 when I was 8.
Premium is 480 here. That's crazy.
When I started driving, it was 99 cents a gallon here.
Christ.
99 to $1.15.
I'm like going to
man.
Costco hoping I see something less than 630.
Oh, 6.30. Jesus, sounds like driving over to Washington State. Fuck all that.
I was elated to find $4.97 today in like
Oh,
near Sacramento.
you should
I
have
was
brought me
thrilled.
down a tank, brother.
Yeah, that would have saved
They
me,
must
what,
have had a
$10
line
on
like
tank?
8 miles long.
Yeah, there are at least like 5 U-Haul trucks parked outside. It was crazy. I had to
Jeez.
maneuver through those things.
Fill the whole truck.
Their
Well, with a
diesel
lifted
prices were good,
Prius, you
too.
just go right over the top.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing gonna
I'm
stop you
complaining, but
now.
it's still like $45 a tank, pretty much. It's not terrible.
$45 a tank. God, what I wouldn't give.
In today's economy, I'll take that all day.
God dang. If I can fill my car for less than 80, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, pretty messed up. So, at least we can breed snakes, I guess.
That's it. That's what we're looking forward to. So you're gonna pair some chondros again next year?
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping
Nice.
to, try the sarongs again. I've got over here some Cyclops animals and the Lyra that I messaged you about, but who knows whether it's
Yeah.
actually that. Some Utarensis
There you go.
that I'm gonna try as well. I don't know. Do you think those excuse me, do you think those Manok girls that you sent over, I should give them more time? I think they're 2023. So how long do you like to wait?
I mean, I don't know if it's how long I like to wait. It's just they typically, for me, it's
Yeah.
usually 4 or 5 years before. But I don't.
Okay.
My feeding, I don't feed that much. So
Yeah, I think I'm a few years off as well. I'm not trying to slam them with food. So,
yeah, unless you're a Biox scrub female, I don't feed very much.
okay. Got it.
Or a class. Thank you.
I gotta pump the brakes on that class though. I was looking at her the other day. I'm like, ooh, I think you're already ready. So I think I gotta fast her for the summer. I gotta prepare. So I gotta confirm it is a female though, for sure. Get it out the full on probe job.
Here's one for you, Ryan. Oh, sorry. Go ahead,
No.
Steven.
I was just going to talk shit. You go for it.
Oh, well, that sounds way better. But what I was gonna say is, so you heard from me through this sarong clutch, this first clutch that I got, that I had a few prolapses over here. Same clutch over at Jack's place. The other half of the clutch that he took, I believe, no prolapses still, right, Jack? He
Nope,
nodded
none
no.
here. None ever
There
here.
it is.
Mine, the 2 that I did, yeah.
Well, shit, I'm gonna send you all my babies then.
What I was gonna ask was, like, I know that there's an element of shit happens, and we've kind of talked about that, but do you think that it's possible that there's something more specific that I did or that was different in my environment that was not the case with Jack's that made mine more prone to that. Be it hydration, temperature state, food.
I don't know. You guys would have to compare notes, but
Yeah.
I think I genuinely, wholeheartedly believe that the prolapse thing is, pinky related, and
Right. Yeah.
you know, overall, it's some will do it and some won't. I think I had, I think I was like 10 clutches into breeding chondros before I ever had a prolapse, and I remember everybody's like, "Oh, prolapse."
Wow.
I was like, "Oh, you guys must be doing something wrong." And then you get just comes and goes. So. Or I guess
fair enough.
Doesn't really go. I wish it would go. But.
Yeah. Well, right on. Just curious.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you can get them to eat legs, they'll, they take a turd that looks way different than a pinky one. So.
I was doing the legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then they take a little tiny turd.
A little bit of the legs too.
Yeah.
Yeah, the little perfect turds from the legs is good.
Yeah, no, it's way. It's like, oh, this is what it should look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Prolapse and chondros.
Yeah.
Just part of the game. I lost a scrub to a prolapse.
Me too.
Baby?
It happens. Yeah.
Wild caught baby for me, but yeah.
Yeah, same with me.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, it's just been the chondros for me so far, but womas are easy as shit and they're hella tough, and that's what I've been producing the most of lately. So I'm having a blast with them.
Yeah, they're good. Their eggs can be tricky though too.
I haven't lost a woma egg yet.
Well, there you go. You're doing good.
That makes me feel better. But that's the thing too that's been so frustrating is I feel like I do know how to incubate now that I'm not getting blackhead eggs. And when I did get blackhead eggs, I was still figuring things out,
Yeah. You don't see as many womas that are DOA at the end, but blackheads, that sure seems to be a thing with them.
Yeah. I had one of those. That was my third full-term baby in that clutch. 2 came out and did good. 1 crawled out and died.
The dumbass things.
Yeah.
How dare they?
How dare they? Nope.
I'm all alone, so that wasn't a hello from me.
Jack, is that your family?
That might have been my mom.
Bring her in here.
I know,
Why not?
or not.
I'm bachelor in it for a while, so it wasn't me.
Mileage from you.
But Ryan, I think I may have cracked the feeding baby scrub code once and for all.
Oh yeah.
So with these tandem bars, I've had my third week of attempting feed with them. Pretty low effort. Just the first week, I got some live fuzzies, kind of rotated them down the rack, not 1-8.
What?
But like
not a 8, man. Not the ones I had 8 live, just like nothing.
So at that point, they may not have even all shed yet. They were pretty.
Oh
young.
well, then come on, man, get over it.
Well, hear the rest of my story.
All right.
So week 2 went with the live ASF fuzzies, equivalent size, and 3 of them ate.
There you go.
So I'm at 3 of 18. Week 3 was live baby button quail, 14 of 15.
Yep.
So now I only have 1 baby tandem bar that has yet to eat yet out of 18.
You realize if you'd have just waited a couple weeks, they all would have just ate a mice, right? Like if you just a little patience, that Guns N' Roses song.
Hey,
I didn't feel being patient.
is it the same deal for wheat belts? Patience?
No.
Damn it.
No, you're gonna have to do some stuff.
All right. The brooms are all eating, but the wheat belts they don't like food.
Yep. Go catch
right.
yourself a skink and borrow its tail.
I had a feeling you'd say that.
That's the easiest thing. But
Okay.
I don't envy that.
Jack, can you catch me a skink?
Dude, I found an alligator lizard in here last night. It might still be in here somewhere.
That's pretty
It
cool.
scared the shit
It's
out
not
of me.
what I
thought one of
need.
my abroni got out.
Not what I need.
I thought one of the abronia got up for a sec. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I tripped over the damn thing.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
It was
I wish
footless.
I wish I had a rubber boa in my garage or something. That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome.
Lucas, you know the center console boa?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's right. The Prius had a rubber boa. It's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised he could get up with the wheels up off the ground like that.
It had help.
I saved it from the road only to introduce it to a much greater nemesis,
There you go.
the center console.
Yeah, I had a big giant pink coach whip baby that crawled up in the engine compartment in West Texas one time, and trying to get it out was. And then of course the state patrol shows up. They're like, "You guys doing all right?" We're like, "Yeah." They're like, "Something wrong with your car?" We're like, "No." And they're like, "What are you doing?" We're like, "There's a snake in there." And
Don't
they're
worry
like,
about it.
They're like, "Oh my god!" They just drove off.
That's funny.
Luckily, he came out pretty quick, but we were like, "We're just gonna have to sit here all day till this thing leaves."
Man, they're fast too. It could leave so quick if it wanted to.
Oh yeah, well, little racing noodle.
Yeah. Sometimes.
We got to go herp in West Texas again, Kush. We got to do that.
Yeah, well, you did bail on the plans, so I think this is less on me, more on you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My buddy turns 50 once. I gotta go hang out with him.
Dang.
Steven, are you the only one that's going to IHS on this call?
I believe.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay.
I
Were you
wish.
going?
No?
You're not
Lucas,
going?
no?
I can't swing
I
it
don't know,
with Australia and the wedding.
Yeah, fair. Yeah.
Going back to the Big Island?
Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I am. I somehow convinced Amy that'd be a good honeymoon.
Sweet. You going back on the East Coast, or where are you going?
Yeah, we're gonna do East Coast and Red Center. We're gonna do Alice and spend a couple nights down near Uluru.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Got to get a Brettles.
Yes, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try really hard for the Brettles and for the Walma, and yeah, I'll pick your brain before I go if you don't mind.
Well, it was just there. It just
Yeah.
When they're there, it's easy. When they're not, it's hard.
Just
So.
the Brettles was very it was like, wow, I'm in the presence of Python Jesus. I must show myself.
Oh man, I don't think it quite went down that way, but I was
how it
very
went
happy
with
to get it.
That's how it went with the class, though. It was like, oh my God, wait, is that Python Jesus?
All right, we need shirts. We need shirts.
Yes.
Has anybody put his face on AI
Oh
Jesus
God,
yet?
please.
I have a really good idea and there's a specific time when I know I'm going to drop this. I need to make the meme, but I have a Python Jesus meme that I'm ready. I have ready in my mind.
Oh my God.
But,
It's in the
I'm
drafts in the
so
brain.
Scared.
yeah.
That Well Brell's is going to see Lucas and be like, it's the Snake Love Island host. We'll make a showing for him.
Snake Love Island host.
There you go.
I
Well, wish
haven't
you
watched. I haven't watched. Thanks.
Neither have I.
No, fair enough. Fair enough.
I've heard it's popping.
When you
I've
going
heard that
back?
as well. I'm going to be there in October again. First half of October.
Nice. Well, I just
Yeah.
miss you.
What's your plan?
The Cape.
Awesome. Second half of October or prior?
No, September.
Cool. Awesome. I wish you luck as well. I'll send
see.
pictures. You send pictures.
All right. Yeah.
It was
Good.
fun last time. We were over there for partial overlap, but not in the same place, but got to send pictures and shit. We're in the same country.
Yeah. Thousands of miles apart, but in the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was up in Darwin when you were down in Sydney or something like.
I think that's
couldn't really
right.
get much farther apart than that.
No, but still pretty cool.
Could have been in Perth. That would have been worse.
Could have been in Idaho.
That's it. Not enough room in God's country for everyone. What did you say? My town looked like a horror movie town?
Yeah, like the set for like a horror movie, like the couple goes on vacation and everybody's a little too friendly in the small town, you know? Like
I see. All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Let me see. It's on Google. Yeah.
Oh, you're not even looking at the right town. You're looking at the big town.
Oh, well, yeah, wherever the FedEx hub was.
Yeah, well, that's not where I live, but that's fine.
Fair enough. I'll find the picture.
That's the
I'll show
bougie
you
town, man. That's the fucking.
Well, okay.
The big lake town. Everybody.
Tell me
goes
what to search off air, and I'll get to a new descriptor for your actual town.
All right, I'll let you know.
Yeah, and I'll just show up.
Yeah, that's a half hour from here.
Damn. You gotta go half an hour to pick up animals from. I guess that's actually kind of standard. I think a lot of people have to go half an hour to FedEx.
Well, I've had to go to Spokompton now because
Did they shutter your hub?
No, they didn't shutter my hub, but they're doing work on the freeway between Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And I shipped a package a couple weeks ago, and it got delayed in Spokane. I was like, "How the fuck does it get delayed in Spokane?" And the lady was at the shipping place told me, she's like, "Oh yeah, the trucks aren't making it by the time the plane leaves because of the construction on I-90." So I was like, "Oh, so now I just got to drive to Spokompton and do it." Now
They shuttered my hub.
I've
Oakland,
talked to Kush
major
a few
city.
times on my trip, and he can attest to how much I love going to Spokane.
Yep.
Lucas, where do you have to go now?
Well, so that's the problem. Everything still comes into the Oakland airport, but they closed down the Oakland airport hub for pickup as well as all the surrounding ancillary hubs. So now everything that gets sent to me comes into the Oakland airport, gets sorted at the very same place that I always picked up at. But I either would have to wait for it to get trucked from there to a hub in like Pleasanton or in actual San Francisco, or they could just drive it 15 minutes up the street to my house. So in this case, it is actually faster every time for it to go directly to my house.
Fair enough.
But like, how does the entire Oakland city limits and surrounding area not have a FedEx ship center? Like, this is not Coeur d'Alene.
They don't have a baseball team either.
Come on! Don't bring this up. Yeah, I was a massive A's fan. It still hurts.
They're winning. They're beating the Giants 1-0 right now, though. Can't be talking too much shit.
Just wait till the bullpen gets in, buddy. You're gonna do just fine.
The bullpen is in, I think. It has to be.
Well, then your comeback is coming.
All right, I'll trust you.
Yeah. No baseball, no football, no basketball.
Nope.
The mayor got elected for fraud or arrested for fraud. Like, everything's great.
Typical California experience.
Man, I'll tell you. Well,
that wasn't the mayor who ended up being the Chinese spy, right?
Not Chinese spy.
No, that was is that Antioch or is that something with an A, right?
Is China listening to us? What was that?
Ryan's got a direct line to
my television was paused, and it only will stay paused for an hour. So
President Xi was like, "No, not now."
No, this was some weird story. She, like, the mayor of Oakland was like somehow conspiring with the waste management company to commit fraud, and it was
Sounds
elaborate.
very California.
Like, why use the trash company? I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, I mean, the waste management business has a pretty clean track record historically in this country.
If there's one word to describe the trash, it's clean.
Yeah. Isn't it that all the mob stories? Don't they run the trash companies?
Yeah, that was the whole plot of The Sopranos, right?
Yeah, so I thought.
Yeah.
Somehow there's a trash truck backing up in one of your feeds right now.
Nah, it's my window
ain't me.
shades.
Mm.
I hit my
automated.
automatic window shades. I wanted to see if my turtles were nesting. So.
That's cool. Are they?
No, it doesn't look like any of them are out there. There was a couple digging earlier today, but it looks like they've given up.
I love that you have turtles. That's very cool.
Man, if I lived in the South, fuck, that's all I would have, I think.
I spent a couple days last week. I took some PTO and spent a couple days just like on a boat on a river and fishing. And I saw a bunch of Western pond turtle. That made me happy.
Oh yeah, no, I've seen some ones in Washington, but I haven't seen any down there.
Yeah, they're candidate for listing down here. They're treated like an endangered species. So yeah. Oh,
Turtle.
very neat turtle. I was not expecting to talk about most of this stuff or have these excellent, fine gentlemen on the show. This has been a treat.
Crash your shit.
Definitely was not expected, but was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love it. How are you feeling, Steven? What are you thinking?
Great. It's fantastic. I love when shows descend into madness. It's always great.
Yes.
Ugh,
Wonderful.
gotta get back to the main guest of honor. Lucas.
Yes, indeed.
Sure. I'm
Jeff,
just hanging.
Jack, and Ryan, do you guys have any questions for Lucas?
Let me think.
Oh,
What
Maybe not Jack.
yeah. I've gotten enough out already.
I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to think of a good one. I tuned in and you said something about pretty womas. That was as early as I got in there, so I don't know if you
I love
covered it,
pretty womas.
But
Got some pretty
yeah, I
womas
guess
from
what
you.
do you have? Yeah, those are fun ones.
Yeah.
So what are your long-term ambitions in the hobby, I guess?
Ooh.
Broadly speaking, not just womas.
Yeah, broadly speaking. Is
Yeah.
there like something out there that tickles your fancy that you just wish you could work with someday?
Skinks.
Skinks?
I want blotchies and I want shinglebacks and centralians and westerns. I love blue tongues, unfortunately.
Oh, man, I might have to take my buddy up on his shingleback offer then.
Let's talk. I'll make it worth your while.
You like the orange and black ones?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Put that prison purse to work.
Yeah.
Oh, they're already patriated. They're good to go.
No, so long term, I definitely would love to do that. But honestly, like, I just want to continue, working the projects that I have. I think continuing to try and refine some of the really high orange Woma stuff that I'm working with and try and clean up those bands and just get it as crazy fluorescent candy corn orange as I can would be fun. But at the same time, I also want to keep, working with some different bloodlines and I've got these Tanami Desert locality Womas that should be hatching in a couple weeks here that were imported from South Africa. So also trying to maintain some of that kind of stuff.
Nice.
But yeah, just continuing to work with the things that the species I'm passionate about. I think I'll always have Aspodites. I think I'll always have a lot of carpets.
What about some Cymalia? Come on now.
I'm scared. I had the pair of Waminas that I was raising up, and they started to get big enough to scare me. I sent them to Owen. But I need redemption.
What does scared mean?
Did they give you a reason to be scared, or you just...
Oh, yeah. She wanted to kill me.
Oh,
She
don't
like...
keep us.
I am. I call that, I BAP. BAP. Don't be a puss. I BAP. I BAP hard with the scrubbies. So she just she stole the hook and would just come straight for my face and wanted to rip my face off. And I didn't know how to deal with that.
Second hook.
Got to work on your backhand, man.
Help.
Got to work on your hoe tamers.
Do you do you guys get bit a good bit working with the scrubs?
No. A
It
few times a year.
It doesn't pay to get bit, so you just got to learn to avoid it.
All right.
Almost never buy a non-baby.
Yeah, babies you don't care, but
Yeah, I handled those Waminas so much when they were little to try and make it more okay. It
I
didn't end
can't
up
even
being
think of the
okay.
last time I got bit by a scrub.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll be back.
Yeah, I think the blackheads and the womas are more untrustworthy than a scrub.
Fuck yeah, by a factor of 1,000. Oh my god.
I do get bit
I've
a
never
lot.
had a scrub chew on its fucking tub. I've never that's not
I
a
do
thing.
get bit quite a bit, but smaller heads. Less scary.
Yeah, but they don't let go either. They're they try to eat
No,
you.
they don't.
Scrub
My
is gonna
pretty
go
womas
hard.
are extra mean too. Casey sent me a picture of one that he got from me wrapped around his arm, dripping blood into the sink, and was like,
Oh yeah,
What's
one
up
of
with
the worst
yours?
bites I ever had was a woma bite.
But you're
well,
afraid
when
of-
I did MJ's show, he clipped the part where I was talking about getting bit by a woma and made a graphic that was like, "Woma pythons, dangerous." And I was like, "Oh, come on."
No.
But
Quit farmed.
yeah, 100%. But no, I don't know. Did that answer your question? Just
Yeah.
kind of, sort of, kind of. I'm definitely in it for the long haul, but I don't have anything. I do want to try and breed a lot of different species, but I don't think that I'm going to catch you guys. I have started my list, and
All
you know,
right. I
we'll
like
see how
that.
we go.
I like that.
I might be making some decisions based on trying to grow the list.
There's
but-
got to be some young person who's going to try to chase Ryan because sure as hell won't be me. So
It's a long list. Yeah. I don't know if I can get there. Who knows if some of that stuff will even be, around for me to try if people don't take care of it.
that's why you got to get it now.
That is. I had to get some stuff that I didn't want to get because I was afraid I'd never get it again. So
Right? Yeah. So
we'll see. Hopefully I can. Hopefully I make it to where you can only ever tie me. That's my goal.
there. If I ever get close, I'll just stop when we tie.
No, you don't have to stop. I'm okay with sharing. We can be tied.
All right. No, not Nick though.
Mutton?
Yeah, he can't come.
No,
Bury him.
no, he can't.
Mm-mm.
He
Once you guys
should.
get closer to not being able to go further, you gotta add in another subgenre just to fuck around, like salamander.
Oh, yeah, no, I gotta-
like salamanders or something. Show your range. a
Oh
little
no, I was thinking I got to do sunbeam snakes and Mexican burrowing pythons and
bit. Yeah,
Loxodontus.
or whatever. Yeah.
the closest, the almost python.
Well, I got you on Sicilians. You ever breed Sicilians?
I have not. No,
Got you on that one.
Fair play.
that is that's a whole different animal there. Man, no, I haven't
Man.
done that.
Lucas, what's the over under on how long those leeches are gonna be there?
They're on Morph Market right now. So hopefully not long.
Question.
A guy really wanted a Stimson's python and only had trade to offer in the form of leeches. And so I took them in and decided
Not the
they weren't
worst.
for me. But
There
they're
you go.
cool leeches, so somebody should go buy those.
Amy doesn't like them that much.
No. Amy's also on the blue tongue train. That's my fiance.
There you go.
Who's confused.
Someone will trade leeches for blue tongues. That's a trade out there. That's a trade that exists.
It could be done,
I think.
but dollars would be preferable.
Not fair.
Straight cash, homie.
Yeah, there you go. No, but seriously, like in terms of all the things going on this year, I'm most excited about the blue tongue litter and hoping that drops healthy, probably next month. They don't do like the pre-lay shed kind of thing that the snakes do, so I'm kind of just waiting and guessing, like based on when they locked up.
Yep. That's all you get.
Yeah.
Should be fun. Yeah.
Lisa posed a question to, I believe, the group of the favorite chondro species.
Polker.
Man.
Hey.
I don't know if I could pick between Viridis and Polker. I'd have a really hard time.
Yeah. Viridis for me.
But I could easily throw the other two under the bus. No problem.
Ryan, do you have any? Nice. Awesome. Do you have any of the really cleanly dorsally striped Meraki's?
I have one female like that.
Okay.
And then I have
I
a
would
male.
love somebody to produce some of those.
As good as her.
Yeah.
That might be my favorite.
I would get in on that so fast.
Really?
Yeah. Maruki chondros, probably. Yeah, probably.
It's
Those
like
very
they're either good or they're not. Like, and it's not. There's no middle ground. That's the problem with them.
Well, I like the good ones.
Yeah.
When they're not, is it an absence of striping? Are they just?
Yeah, and I mean, look, I don't hate them. I like any green snake on a stick, but just when you want like that, that deep emerald green and the perfect white stripe, but
Yeah.
often you just get a green snake, which
I
is
would be very happy.
Oh, we tied it. We tied it.
Oh, see, told you.
Game
Yeah,
tied.
A's and Giants. Mhm. That's the A's bullpen for you.
He
ladies
could
and
really,
gentlemen.
he could really help you right now. Mason Miller.
Yeah. Yeah, he could.
all right, gents. Well, I'm gonna bounce out of here.
All right.
Ryan, thank you for chatting. It's really, really good to good
No
to see you.
worries.
Good to
Always
chat.
fun to see you. Enjoy.
It's always
this.
fantastic to be graced by Python Jesus on this.
Would you
program.
cut that shit out? Jesus Christ. Oh man.
I'll chat with you soon.
All right, man. Take care,
Hang on.
gents.
I've received messages of people referring to you as Python Jesus. So
I've heard other people say it now, and I'm like, oh, that's Steven's on the bad boy.
fuck yeah, let's go.
Oh,
Everyone
man.
loves it. Nobody dislikes it other than you.
Well, I guess big shoes to fill, I guess. So.
I'll take a shirt.
Please don't.
Second best snake breeder to nature.
I don't know.
To nature.
I don't know, man. Well, I appreciate the kind words. You guys humbled me, but I'll let you guys get back to it.
Alrighty.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
Take care, man. Have a
See
good
ya.
night.
Yep. Same with me. I want to keep it choppy anymore. Y'all have a good one.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon as well.
All right, Jack. Have a good night.
Enjoy the
Oh,
Giants
all
winning, probably.
Wow, that was a pretty crazy, almost hour and a half diversion.
No, yeah, I was just thinking I haven't done a 3-hour in a while. I feel like maybe back in the day, but
Yeah.
loving it. This was great.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this is a fantastic episode. Definitely got to. We're gonna have to say somewhere the fact that those two even jumped on.
Yeah, we need to tweak the title now, maybe.
Yep. So-
Diverse collections, lifted Prius, and Jesus.
Yes. Jesus question mark.
Yeah.
Jesus returns on the Trap Talk Network.
I think that's it. Yeah, could have a fun thumbnail too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you wanted to hit on?
Well, Brandon here wanted some scrub talk, and apparently the only
Okay.
scrub talk was you just
All right, so
talking about how scared you are of scrubs.
So here it is, Steven. Let's say I rolled up to you with a blank check. You know what you know about me and my history with scrubs, and also what I do with other species. What are you sending me home with if I'm getting back into the genus?
That's a tough one. Because I don't really think that there's like a way that I would go as like a preferred species or locality. It really just comes down to personal preference. At the end of the day, these animals are all pretty much the exact same. The only localities that have any sort of like real idiosyncrasies are pretty much just the Tannenbars, Halmaheras, Biaks. And then, but that's only until they're like really nice and settled in, and then they behave the same as the rest of the scrubs. They just have a little bit different of a different period of kind of getting accustomed. Like the Tannenbars for me, when I first got them wild caught, I felt like their behavior was much more like white-lipped pythons than scrubs.
Okay.
They're very flighty, kind of really nervous.
High-strung.
Yeah, not they didn't have the confidence that a Barneck, Southern, whatever would have.
Okay.
And then the Biaks and Halmaheras, like they're much more reclusive, secretive. They're not quick to react to you until you kind of interact with them, where a Barneck, Moluccan, whatever, will kind of like be tracking you right away some of the time. But then again, once they really settle in, then that kind of slow behavior goes away, but they still have that a little bit. As far as from just like Brandon's point here of Barnecks, to me, it's like, that's like the quintessential scrub python are the Barnecks.
Okay. And for the ignorant, the Barnecks are from what
Bird's
area
Head
again?
Peninsula.
The Bird's Head Peninsula.
Yeah, Sarong, Manokwari, all that.
Okay, so more northern.
Yeah.
Got
Northwest. Polkerland.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So yeah, but it's hard to say. I mean, the northern / Waminas are great, southerns are great. You can get the more kinghorn eye looking southerns, you can get the more orange, quote unquote, Highlands.
I was able to find 2 kinghorn eye when I was in Australia last time, and I loved that. They were incredible. And I left the really big one alone and interacted quite a bit with the smaller one, and came away unscathed. So something along those lines, I think, would be really fun. I guess southerns. They had them in Europe, no? Kinghorn eye?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
would you bring them in if you could?
Oh, if there was a way for me to acquire kinghorn eye above board, 1,000%, it wouldn't even be a question. I would only want a pair, though. I wouldn't want a group of them, or like a 2.2 at best. I don't need a whole lot of giant ass scrubs. But and neither does the country, for that matter. But I'd have to imagine like a 15-foot female could probably drop like a 35 egg clutch. So that alone would probably service the entire U.S. keeper base that could actually properly take care of that snake, and then it'd be done probably forever. So there's one scrub to not have in the U.S. pet trade. It's definitely kinghorn eye, unfortunately. The Iron Range scrubs are amazing too.
Yes.
It would be tough if Australia called me and they're like, all right, like you can have one pair, you can have either a kinghorn eye pair or an Iron Range pair. I might have to choose the Iron Range.
You'd have to go Iron Range. I agree.
Yeah.
100%. That would be so much more fun long term.
But yeah, it's just, I mean, there's a reason why I have over 100 scrub pythons, is because I couldn't choose. So
good answer.
I mean, from a color standpoint, if you want really bright colors, you go Aru, you go Moluccan, you go the Xanthic Tannenbars. From a pattern standpoint, not that any of those are necessarily, Moluccans don't always have a whole lot of pattern, but the Arus and the Tannenbars do. But I mean, Barnecks to me are just the classic as far as pattern on scrub pythons goes. Halmaheras in a very different way, but they might be my number 2 behind Barnecks, the Halmaheras.
Okay.
I really love Halmaheras. I'm looking at a captive bred female to my right who's cruising around, just like, this is just the perfect snake. She's like 7 feet, beautiful, bright yellow, just super chill, awesome snake.
Yeah. Very cool.
So yeah, it's hard to really say, because there's just so many different avenues you can go with it.
Yeah.
Within just wild type scrubs, there's like 20 plus phenotypes that are like very distinct from the next one. So yeah, there's just so much to choose from.
Totally. I mean, even just in the 2 Waminas that I did work with for those few years, they were siblings that Mutton produced, and they had a completely different look. The girl was really bright and light gold color, and the male was pretty dark. So I imagine the possibilities are endless in that world. And if I was to find my place in it again and actually get hooked, I think that would probably be a pretty dangerous thing. Space-wise.
Yeah. Space-wise, yeah, focus. I mean, shoot, when I first got into scrubs, I was like, I had chondros, carpets, olives, white lips, popworms, Timors, and now my python collection is scrubs, pair of olives, 3 ball pythons I've had since I was a kid. That's it.
Yeah. No more Mexican indigos?
No, I have some that aren't mine personally.
Got it. Okay. Gotcha.
But yeah, but colubrid wise, it's pretty much the tiger. It's the spilotes, tigerettes, puffin snake, and then the pitch rufus.
Cool.
Couple odds and ends besides that, but yeah.
The chat thinks I should get southerns. Do you have any southerns coming?
I have babies that just hatched, in fact.
Well, how about that?
And even on top of that, I guess we'll see how they develop. But this pairing I made specifically because they're like, both parents were more of the like lighter looking, kind of more kinghorn eye looking southerns, as opposed to some of like the darker, quote unquote, Tanamera southerns that are the primary ones that are being produced these days. Yeah, I wanted the much lighter, light tan, classic quote unquote Maruki appearance. So
wow,
yeah, they're red as shit right now, so we'll see, but hopefully they all stay light. That would be what I would hope for out of this pair. The females almost kind of
we might have to have a conversation.
We can definitely have said conversation. But yeah, they're the perfect clutch. We got 15 babies.
Cool. So
first time female, everything went well. Yeah.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thanks, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's when, not if, in terms of, all jokes aside, when I will dabble once more.
And that's the thing, is like, they're one of those species that it's really hard to, not hard, but like getting into them on a whim is a worse idea than some other stuff. You really got to be prepared for how, the space you'll need eventually. The thing that is nice about them is just how long they take to grow relative to the other big pythons. So like you get babies and, realistically you're like 6 years away from needing like an actually large enclosure with them. Realistically, like, could you put a smaller scrub in a bigger cage? Yeah, for sure. They'll use it. But, to get an animal that's like 10 feet long, it takes time. Even with a decent feeding schedule, which, at a certain point, I think it's really important to cut them back. But, yeah, they do, comparing to a retic or a berm or a rock python or whatever, they just grow at a snail's pace compared to those snakes. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, this is a question here. What do you like about them? Well, I think the last like 15 minutes might be a good testament. There's just so much, honestly. Just the behavior, their level of, what I think we would perceive as intelligence, but even, to not even go as esoteric as that, I just think of a visually oriented python is really cool. They have many more colubrid behaviors than they do python behaviors. And they're very confident snakes. That I just think that there's a lot of like very rewarding to work with and form a relationship with, but then also just the variety. If all scrub pythons just looked like Barnack or whatever, it's fantastic. But the fact that like it's probably the most variable genus within pythons, all in all, I think Morelia would probably be up there. But then, for being objective, green trees not that different from each other.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like a Biak looks very different than an Aru or a Uterensis, but like we're talking within like maybe 10-15% variance. But with scrubs you get like a gold and black banded, and then like orange and purple with diamonds, and like tan and dark brown wide band, and then like axanthic patternless, and like everything else in between. Just so all the variety is, I think, my favorite component of scrub pythons. Just, and that's all with like very few morphs.
Right.
There's the naturally occurring axanthic, which seems to be pretty prevalent in the southern clade scrub pythons, and then similarly with patternless. And then the northern types, there really aren't. I mean, there have been a couple of morphs that have been wild caught that never hit the country, like the albino Barnack, the albino or leucistic Halmahera that recently laid eggs in Korea.
Nice.
But like aside from that, like they're really, morphs aren't really a thing. And I'd love to get some morph scrubs at some point, but like it's just totally unnecessary for the project to be as enjoyable as it's going to be. So it would just be kind of like the cherry on top would be to have some albinos or whatever floating around, but like totally unnecessary. So
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's me talking about
lots of reasons.
plenty of reasons. Well, I don't want to keep you forever, but this has been an awesome
no, totally.
This is a lot of fun.
Yeah, could talk forever. Would love to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, shoot, I have to imagine a lot of these people, especially if they've made it this long in the podcast, know where to find you. But in case they don't, where are the best ways to get a hold of you and check out what you got going on?
Absolutely. Really easy to get a hold of. Centralian Exotics on Facebook, Instagram. I have my website, which is just www.centralianexotics.com. Most people add me on Facebook on Lucas Lee anyway, and try to talk snakes that way. So you could do that too, but I don't post any snake stuff on my personal account. But anyway, yeah, really easy to get a hold of. My phone number's on my website. Happy to chat with anybody.
Cool. Hell yeah. Well, dude, thank you once again so much for being here tonight. This was really a fantastic episode.
Thank you for having me. I had a blast, some unexpected twists and turns, and we landed the plane.
We did, finally. Yeah. And final shout out to both Ryan and Jack for jumping in. And shout out to the live chat tonight, everybody. That was freaking amazing. Lots of awesome comments. And yeah, thank you everybody for checking out the episode. Catch you all back here next week for a new one.